All right, everyone, welcome back to another video. We're joined by Koshi and Jay today, as well as myself, Ishan, and we're going to be doing another Premier League review video, and it's game week two. Game week two kicked off with Everton and West Brom, and Everton, what performance from Everton. Amazing performance from Everton. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I've got to tell you, I've rated him since he first stepped on the scene. I have. He's an Everton player, but I've rated him since he stepped on the scene. Everyone doubted him at the time because he hadn't shown anything, but from what I saw of him, I thought he had potential, and he's showing his potential under Ancelotti. Hat-trick hero, absolutely destroying West Brom, along with Richarlison and James Rodriguez. It was amazing to watch. Jay?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, I was expecting a Everton win, but not like a 5-2 absolute hammering. I mean, it was a great performance from Everton. And I thought West Brom actually didn't do too badly until obviously the end of the first half came, and then Gibbs just got sent off for something absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, because the West Brom actually did look quite decent, didn't they, in that first half?
Yeah,
Uh, they looked all right. They looked like they challenged for the game, and then Kieran Gibbs, what was he doing? Like,
it's not in his nature at all, because I never saw anything like that at Arsenal. Like, he always seemed quite a shy
right,
character, never to do that kind of thing. It was just ridiculous and cost
and it
his team really.
yeah, it definitely cost his team the game, and it looked like it didn't look like anything provoked it really. It didn't look like an extraordinary challenge. It was just like a normal challenge. It seemed it was just a normal kind of
Mm.
after challenge, like just kind of momentum took him into him, and Kieran Gibbs retaliated. I'm not sure why, but
Yeah, I mean, obviously Rodriguez did do something wrong, but definitely did not warrant any kind of reaction that Gibbs
no, it's the kind
gave.
of thing that like it happens every game. I'm sure like that kind of thing happens every game, and players just just deal with it and move on.
Yeah,
Right? It's not a big deal. So I don't know
mm.
why Kieran Gibbs felt the need to. It's so stupid. It's
It's
so.
baffling. Yeah,
I don't have any more words for it.
yeah. I mean, Koshi, what did you think about it?
It cost him the game, innit? It was a it was a decoy, that's all I can say. Yeah.
Okay, that
Yeah,
was
you
great
didn't see it, did
content.
you?
So, Ishan.
You
I
didn't see
didn't
it,
see
did
it.
you?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see it. But I know it cost him the game. I didn't see it.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Nah, Koshi just
Ishan, have
removed
you?
all
Bro.
memory of this game of this week from the United result, but we'll get onto that. Yeah,
So,
brave to
Ishan, do
rep
you
the
think
United shirt.
Everton?
Brave. Sorry.
Ishan, do you think Everton can keep up this kind of form?
I think they
For
can. Yeah.
Mhm.
They were in that first half. They were a bit stifled by the West Brom defense. I think stifled is the right word, because they were getting decent chance. Actually, I'm not sure, but I seem to remember. They were lacking a little bit. They didn't look as good as they did in that first game in that first half. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, has it already kind of plateaued out? Is it already gonna uh, be less exciting to watch them? But no, after the red card, he stepped it up, and it was fine. It was the same exciting football to watch that we saw in the first game for them.
Mm.
I was surprised that the game was as open as it was for West Brom, because I thought after the red card they'd sit back, and I think it was a draw at that point, wasn't it? Was it a draw,
Yeah,
or
it was
maybe it
1-1
was?
at
Yeah, it was
half
one
time.
0
I
So
mean,
they
West Brom
definitely
took
should
the
have.
lead quite early on. So yeah.
Yeah. So they definitely at that point 1-1 half time, 10 men should have just protected their draw. I know it's kind of boring and stuff, but that's how you get a result when you're 10 men down, right? When
I
you're a
mean,
man
even
down.
when they conceded, they still got the equaliser to 2-2.
And even then they didn't defend after that. Even
Yeah.
then they didn't sit back and kind of made sure they defended properly. Their defense was open, and they let Everton walk through them basically, which was
Mm.
a bad sign, especially since they're not going to be that team where they go and attack big teams, because they're West Brom, right?
Yeah.
they're going to have to sit back and invite some pressure at some points, and
Mm.
their defense didn't look like they'd be able to handle that against the bigger teams like Man City and stuff. I think they'll just crumble because their defense just didn't look good enough. So I don't have high hopes for West Brom this season. Even after their attacking players, you know, they showed up a little bit. Dean Garner being one of the main ones who again, he played quite well in the first game, but he played better this time, and it showed a bit, especially since his attacking colleagues played a bit better as well. But I think their defense will let them down.
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, I forgot who they have in goal. It's what's
Johnston.
the guy? Is it like Johnstone or someone?
Johnston, yeah.
Johnston, that's it. I mean, yeah, I wasn't too convinced by him either. I mean, there's literally nothing about their defense whatsoever that sort of gives you the kind of hope. I mean, if you were a West Brom fan, it doesn't give you any kind of hope at all that you're going to be able to grind out results if you do get the early lead like they did against them, which is a shame, really, because, like you said, with their attacking talent, they definitely have the potential to do well in this league.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's definitely going to take a lot of coaching from Bilic to sort out that defense.
Absolutely, yeah. And actually, the defenders look good, like driving forward when they're on the ball. You know, Ajayi and Bartley, I noticed both of them. They had no problem on the ball. You know, they stride forward. They picked out a good pass.
Yeah.
But defensively, it wasn't right. So if they can sort themselves out defensively, West Brom, then they could become a surprise, underdog team. But I just don't think they will sort themselves out defensively. So that's a shame.
I mean, Pickford again for Everton. Can see. I mean, I don't know if I'm being harsh with the. I don't know if I'm being harsh on Pickford by saying I think he should have saved. I think it was the first goal where it was outside the box and it went to the bottom right corner and he dived for it and he almost got a hand to it, but it wasn't right in the corner and I don't think he even made the side netting. So I do think he could have done better. And I think if Everton are to have problems this season, it will be coming from Pickford, maybe not even making mistakes, but just literally not being good enough or tall enough to reach, to reach some shots basically.
Right. Yeah, because that's that's been the problem with Pickford for the last couple of seasons. Actually, he can show quality with his like saves and reflex saves and even distribution. I rate his distribution, but every now
Definitely.
there's always a mistake in him. Do you know what I mean? There's always a mistake in him.
He's got tiny hands. His hands are small.
T-Rex arms, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
T-Rex arms.
But even the defensive front of him, Yerry Mina. Actually, the rest are fine. Yerry Mina, I'm not at all convinced by Yerry Mina.
Yeah, he's definitely a bit sus.
Yeah, yeah. Since he came into the Premier League, he's kind of shocking, really, isn't he?
I mean, if he wasn't good enough for Barcelona's defense, then that already says enough about him.
But
to be fair, in the air, he's really, really strong. I think he's 6'4", 6'5", something ridiculous like that.
Theoretically, he's really, really strong, but in practice, I don't think he's strong in the air as he should be because he doesn't score many corner goals from corners, and he just never looks convincing in the air more so in the air, but not as convincing as he should. Right? He's massive, 6'5", decent build. He should be winning everything in the air. Do you know what I mean? And he doesn't win everything in the air.
Yeah, true.
But definitely defensively and on the ball, it's just shaky every time I watch him.
Oh yeah, I mean, should we move on now to the second game?
Leeds Fulham.
Yeah, what another absolutely amazing game from Leeds.
Leeds, yeah, another good performance. I've got to say that I was watching that game and it was so boring up until I think it was 2-1, up until the 2-1 point, and it started getting better. It was more end to end. It was a lot more end to end actually, and that's when it got exciting in the second half in particular. It was completely end to end, and it was attack after attack, and that got exciting to watch. But first half it was a bit more closed up. It was the ball was stuck in the midfield, and yeah, it wasn't
Not
too entertaining
enjoyable
to
to
watch.
watch at all.
No, but it was the opposite in the second half, so it made up for it.
Yeah.
Especially 4-3 scoreline, you can't really complain at the end of the day.
hmm
Uh,
2 losses from 2 for Fulham. I mean, obviously this game being a lot closer than the week before.
Their defense as well looks a problem. I don't think
Yeah.
they're strong enough at all in defense. I think they got big problems,
I mean,
especially by some of
Hector.
the.
Hector seems like a horrible player to come up against, but I think he looks alright, to be fair, for Fulham. That Brian guy as well. I mean, and that was a blatant dive for me for Mitrovic's penalty, but I think he looks good as well, to be fair. But yeah, they just
I
keep
mean,
half open
for some of the goals, like you should look like the marking was just non-existent, absolutely non-existent. They were just letting players go. There was free players everywhere, and it was horrendous.
I'm pretty sure Bamford outpaced one of their defenders.
Yeah, they did. He knocked it past him and went, "Oh man!"
Patrick Bamford, Jesus.
Yeah, and then there's like 4 players free in the middle, just standing there.
Yeah,
with no one near him. It was a bit mad.
Yeah, it was
Patrick
like
Bamford pulled a skill move.
all of them rushed to the 6-yard line, and none of them sort of like were looking out for the Leeds players. They're more thinking about the dangerous positions. So, like, obviously, I can't remember who finished off the move, but when Bamford pulled it back, I think whoever came in on it had all the time in the world to pick out their spot, and yeah, obviously they finished it off.
Helder Costa, I think.
Yeah, that was it, Helder Costa.
He got
His first goal was a bang up, but yeah, but that's awful Fulham defending.
Yeah.
Awful Fulham defending is it's the story of the last 2 weeks. You say they performed a better against Leeds, but honestly, it was kind of a bad performance again.
Yeah.
3 goals. I'm not sure how that happened in the end, but they wasn't deserving of 3 goals. It was not a good performance again. Leeds have to take that as they shouldn't have conceded that many goals against this Fulham side. Rather than Fulham did well to score 3 goals against the Leeds side. You know, it's more the Leeds negative than the Fulham positive. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very glad to see Areola starting after what's his name? The other goalkeeper, Rodak. I think it's Rodak. His shocker. His shocker last week. I was so glad.
It wasn't too bad, but yeah.
No, it was shocking. I hate.
It was 1 goal that he made a mistake for.
No, it was 2, and he didn't look convincing the rest of the game either.
I don't know. Anyway, let's not talk about last week. Let's think this week.
What's his name? Kearney. Tom Kearney shouldn't have come out of the lineup. And I was disappointed to see Cabano was left on the bench as well, because Cabano was one of the only Fulham players last week. We just said don't talk about last week, but he was one of the only Fulham players last week that looked half decent to me. He did seem creative when he got on the ball, and he got dropped this game. I don't know if it was to do with they're playing Leeds, so they played him in the Championship or whatever last season, so they had they kind of know them, and Scott Parker might have been trying to start kind of
maybe trying to figure out who's going to be more suited to the Premier League then, because obviously there are some players that do ridiculously well in the Championship, and then making that step to the Premier League doesn't always work out.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, but at the same time, it's hindsight, right? They can't tell at the time, but they did miss Cabano and Kearney in the midfield.
Yeah.
They did need Kearney to at least hold the ball and dictate the play at least a little bit when Fulham had the ball, and
Yeah.
definitely that was missing from Fulham's game. And Cabano, the creativity, that's just an extra bonus that they could have had, which they didn't.
So, yeah, as we said, that is Leeds' first points of the season, and Fulham in the relegation zone. So, I mean, no surprises there. I think we all predicted Fulham to get relegated, but the performances.
I think we did. I don't know.
I actually didn't. I think I put them just above the relegation.
I think I put 17th. Or
yeah, I did the same. I think.
Oh.
But absolutely, they're going to stay there if they perform like this. Relegation zone. That's absolutely. If they keep performing like this, that's where they're going to be. I think I said that last week as well, but nothing's changed. So why not say it again, innit? All right, next game is the United game. Koshi, I'm sure you have a lot to say about that one.
It was. I mean, it's just a bit depressing, really. It was just depressing, man. It was. We look dead. We look dead. It's just the players, their fitness there's nothing there. There's just a lackluster performance, bro. Lackluster performance, bro. It was. I don't know. Like, I was watching us play. I was like, I was like, what's going on? We really need signings, and everyone knows that. I just don't know what's going on, bro. It's Lindelof. I don't want to talk about him. I honestly don't want to talk about Lindelof. I've seen enough from this guy, bro. Bailly, bro, he needs to start playing.
I swear Lindelof is the guy that Hassan's always violating.
Bro, 2 of the goals were his fault, and it's just depressing, bro. How are you getting out-muscled by Zaha?
Zaha's built pretty well, to be fair.
He's not like he should be out-muscling a centre-back. Like
he's a centre-back.
Okay, fair.
Okay.
Lindelof's bare lanky, though. He's got, like...
Bro, that's his job. And then the marking for that goal as well, where Andros Townsend just walking in the back post. Oh my god. It's
obviously the penalty was just absolute nonsense, but
how can you give that?
Yeah, you can't blame Lindelof for that one. That's just shocking.
That's what I'm saying. That one wasn't his fault, bro. But like, how can you give that as a penalty, bro? What is going on there? I don't understand. He was like half a meter away from him, and he gets banged onto his hand, and you're telling me there's a penalty. And the guy went on to VAR and was like, yeah, that's a penalty. I just don't understand. It just doesn't add up to me. Like, something needs to change in that handball rule, man, because that's an absolute mockery. That is a mockery. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, things like those never used to count as handball. It's like,
yeah.
And I say never used, but I mean very recently they never used.
At that point, bro, like, we were getting back in the game as well, and then they just go and score that, and then we had to retake the penalty because De Gea was like an inch off the line.
Yeah, but it's just that rules are rules, innit?
Yeah, he was off the line.
He was like an inch off the line, bro.
He's still off the line.
But that's not, bro. It's not that deep. Like, it's not like I understand why these are rules.
I don't get what you're on
it's just a bit stupid, really.
Bro,
it's just a stupid rule.
It's just
a stupid rule.
If someone takes a shot and the ball's only just over the line, that's still a goal.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be a rule. But that shouldn't be a rule.
It shouldn't count.
It shouldn't be a rule. It's just a stupid line, bro. All the keepers do that. All keepers do that. I don't know why suddenly it's like some new keeper, like new rule coming in. Like,
that's great.
We need to see their foot on the line or some BS.
I'm pretty sure there's always a rule. They're just kind of clamping down on it
now. No,
it's just a joke.
Okay, what Ishan just said, Koshi, what Ishan just said about the ball going over the line by like a centimetre, should the goal not count?
It was an absolute joke. I don't know what to do, bro. I'm lost for words, really.
Martial takes a shot, it goes a centimetre over the line.
It's an absolute joke. That rule is an absolute joke, bro.
He's ignoring it. He knows he's wrong.
It's done. It's done.
This guy just
bro.
This guy's waffling.
Done. But it's a mockery, that's what I'm going to say. We're getting back in the game as well.
The bias of this podcast has now disappeared completely.
The penalty was a joke, and then the retake was a joke.
The penalty was a joke.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
The penalty was a joke. The penalty should never have been given, but the retake is justified. because he was
Yeah.
off his line.
No, it's just
Bro,
a
your
dumb rule.
team's
Like
a joke.
when,
Why are you getting triggered,
bro,
man?
what do you mean my
Your
team's a joke? What are you on
Your
about?
team's a joke.
What are you on about?
Your team's a joke.
Bro, you support Arsenal. Shush.
Bro, we're second in
I
the
don't want to
league.
hear your voice. Bro.
16.
2 games
16.
played. 2 games
16. Bro,
played.
exaggerate
We played
chat to
one
me.
game, right? One game into the season,
16.
and you're already like.
How many
you're such a
trophies
big
have you
man.
won this season? How
Yeah,
many trophies
you beat
have
some
you won this season?
relegation-threatening teams, and now you're so
How
gassed.
many
Like, shush,
trophies
bro.
have you won this season?
I don't want to hear you waffle, man.
How many trophies have you won?
This
Exactly.
guy, Community
This guy's
Shield, nice.
stupid.
Nice.
Bro, we've got the most
nice.
trophies out of all
What
clubs
is
in the
this
world.
cloud saying, bro?
We're basically the best club in the world.
Community
That's what I'm
Shield.
saying.
Community Shield. And he's gassing it.
Yeah, we played our B team, so we didn't really try. But Liverpool,
Shush, like I didn't ask. When did I ask who
Liverpool
you played?
sweated that.
When did I ask who you played in that game?
Did you
Oh,
sweat
when
when
did
I
I
ask,
ask?
bro?
That was a
I didn't
comedy
ask.
genius
Shush,
of it.
shush.
You got a
Okay.
comedy
Shush.
genius. Okay.
Shush. Okay.
Alright, comedy king. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Bro, shush, man. You're like a
Okay.
banter team, bro. Shush.
Okay. Banter team.
You beat relegation threatening teams, and you think you're so sick.
Okay.
You think you're sick. You beat
Bro,
some
you're
relegation
16, and
threatening
you're
teams,
talking about
and you
relegation
think you're
teams.
sick.
Bro, you are a
One
relegation
game,
team.
one game played.
You are a
Bro,
relegation
this
team.
guy thinks like bro,
You're a
this is
relegation
something.
team.
It's one game
United
played.
are a relegation
One game
team.
played. Nice.
Relegation
nice.
team.
Smart
Okay,
guy.
relegation
Smart
team.
guy.
How's
Smart
relegation?
guy.
How's relegation? right now?
Bro, gas gas it now, innit?
You're gonna be
Like,
playing.
you're gonna be like
You're gonna be
eighth at the end
playing
of the
Watford
season.
next
Alright,
season in
so,
the Championship.
be happy, innit? That's good.
You're gonna
That's
be
good.
playing
You're
Watford
gonna
next
be like
season in the Championship.
you're gonna be like eighth at the end of the season. So yeah, is like be happy that you're like where you're at right now.
Okay.
'Cause it's calm. It's calm.
I mean, you can't really
It's
talk about
calm.
the future. You can only talk about right now.
It's calm. It's
Right now,
calm.
you're
It's
a
calm. It's calm.
relegation
Yeah,
team.
gas it. It's calm. Yeah, gas it.
I will.
You got
because we're
second
not
in it, yeah.
Okay.
You're eighth place at the end of the season.
Relegation zone, you know? Relegation zone.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
So anyway,
Such a
moving
retard,
on.
bro. Such a retard.
So, yeah, I guess you could say, obviously, it's first game of the season. United, maybe that's why they performed so badly. But I mean, Van der Beek had a good debut.
No, he didn't. He scored a tap in.
What are you on about? Is this guy retarded? Is this guy retarded?
No, but to be fair though,
you have the
That's not a
stupidest
good
opinions
debut.
when it comes to United.
Just because he gets on the
You
score
literally have
sheet,
the
that doesn't mean
stupidest
he's had a good
opinions.
debut.
You said Martial didn't play well last season. You're a retard, bro, when it comes to United.
But he's
I don't want to hear your voice.
inconsistent. He's inconsistent as a player.
No, shush.
Martial is
No, shush.
inconsistent.
Last season, he was consistent. He was one of our best players
He
last
wasn't
season, right?
consistent. He was still inconsistent.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
He
one
was
of the most
still
consistent players.
inconsistent last
Bro, he was
season.
injured at the start of the season, and when he come back, he was consistent and he played well, bro.
He was
Shush,
never
okay?
consistent. He's
You-
never been consistent.
He's
in the
never
United shirt.
consistent.
He's
Bro.
never been consistent in the
Shush.
United
Go
shirt.
through
Never.
puberty and then come back, and when your brain's
He's never
developed
been
enough to like
consistent
understand.
in a United shirt.
All right,
Oh
shush.
my days.
You stick,
So yeah, anyway, Van der Beek made his debut. I thought a lot more players were making their debut, to be fair, but clearly the Ollie pool just doesn't exist at all.
What is this guy on about? What are you
Bro,
on
you're
about?
linked with Gabriel. You made a bid for Gabriel. You offered him a contract.
We backed off. We backed off.
You've wanted to sign Bale for years.
What are you? No, we didn't. We didn't go for him. We never went for him this summer, or even last summer, bro. What are you on about?
Have you not seen on YouTube all the United fan accounts saying "Welcome to United, Gareth Bale"? Or like, you know, skills, goals.
I've never seen them. Never seen them. Never.
Bro,
seen
you
them.
made one for Thiago as well. Your fans started making ones for Thiago.
But we never knew. We always knew that we weren't favourites for Thiago. We always knew Liverpool were favourites, and if they didn't end up going for him, we were probably going to sign.
We'll have a stronger pool than you.
No, he said he wanted to go to Liverpool, and then we were gonna. If
So
Liverpool didn't pay up, then we would have went.
So their club
What
is.
are you on about? What are you on
right
about? Liverpool were always the favourites for him to go.
So they have a stronger pool than you right now.
No.
Yeah, that's what that means.
Literally no.
That's
No,
what
it doesn't.
If you want to go to Liverpool,
No, it
then you want
doesn't.
to go to
You
United.
guys were in for him first. So you were favourites, innit?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter,
No,
right?
but they were like stalling on the move. So surely Thiago would be like, you know what?
We didn't go. We didn't advance.
Man United come in. They're like, oh, we want to
didn't
get this done
advance at that
straight
point.
away.
And apparently
and he
his
looked at
wages were
United.
too much as well.
He saw
Apparently
the
his wages were
relegation
too much.
battle. He saw that relegation
Apparently,
battle. He was like,
His
do I want to be
wages were a
playing in the
problem,
Championship
and that's
next
why we
season?
also
Or
backed
do I want to be,
that as well.
playing for the Champions League? Okay.
What are you on? You're not even in the Champions League. What are you on about?
I didn't say. I'm talking about Liverpool. He's never.
Okay. Okay, good.
Okay.
Well, Regulion, you're definitely favourites for him.
100%.
We were. I'll admit that. Yeah, we were. But then we didn't want a buyback clause. So Yeah, we didn't get.
That's kind of
we
joke. So
that's-
Tottenham accepting that they're like
that's pretty
a
stupid
small
of
tier
Spurs.
club in it.
That's yeah. I don't know what
We
Spurs
were
are playing
favourites,
now.
and he wanted to come to us as well, but we were like, we don't want a buyback clause, and we wanted 1-1. So
That makes sense to be fair.
and Spurs accepted it.
Anyway, let's focus on the United Palace game.
Yeah, how are we skipping over this? What is this? What is your right side of Fosu Mensah and Daniel James?
I don't know why
why
Daniel James started. I don't know why Daniel James started, and I don't know why Wan-Bissaka didn't start. I'll be honest. I actually don't know why he didn't start. I was a bit confused.
Didn't he
But
start
Dan James,
for Luton?
yeah, he did. But Dan James, man, like, I have no words.
Dan James.
He's a pair of legs and that's it, innit?
Yeah.
He's a pair of legs and that's it, honestly. He's, yes. Apparently he's off. Leeds are in for him now as well. I'll be happy
Oh, they
to
want
see
him
him
back.
Leeds.
Leeds?
Yeah. Leeds.
Ah,
He nearly signed for them before, but now Leeds.
yeah. That was
apparently-
actually like kind of interesting on the Amazon documentary. The whole
Yeah.
Dan
And then we got it, but
for Saga thing that happened. But yeah.
yeah, apparently
Are you talking about a permanent move or like a loan?
it might be permanent, but it might be a loan.
Wow.
I'm not sure. But he's just linked with them right now. Because I don't think he's good enough for United. Anyways.
Oh.
I
once heard he was the next Ryan Giggs by some of your fans.
Who told you that?
I mean, there's
I
probably
never
you,
said
to be
that.
fair. It was
I've
probably
never said
you.
that.
It was
It was
probably
probably
you.
you.
I've
It
never
was.
said
Most
that.
probably you.
Why are you waffling?
It was almost
I've never
definitely
said that.
Koshi.
I've never said that in my life.
Next Ryan Giggs.
I've never said that.
Imagine
You
if
said who
Ange
needs
bought
Gareth
Dan
Bale on
James
the right
shirt.
wing when you got Dan James?
Bro, we're getting Sancho anyways. So it's calm.
Thank God.
I'm still confident we'll get that deal done. But
I mean, it's like 10 days in it, so we'll see. 10, 12 days.
Alright, so Koshi, you still Ole him?
yeah.
Oh my god!
Bro,
Oh my
why are you
God.
acting like it's his fault? We need signings. We need
Ole's just
signings.
terrible.
But
He's
that
a
was
terrible
not the
manager.
performance.
How is he a terrible manager?
Okay, let's look at all of your
Look at
players.
the quality of Man United. Look at the quality of Palace. If literally you switched managers, like Roy Hodgson would probably slap you up like 6-0, 7-0
No, he wouldn't. No, he
right
wouldn't.
now. He would.
Our players are
100%.
tired. It was just a fitness thing.
They're tired.
Tired?
Tired from what?
It's a fitness thing. We played
What do you
one
mean
preseason game, I
fitness?
think. And then we played like one preseason game.
Bro, you played more than that. You played like 2 or 3.
No.
It doesn't matter. They should not be tired. They're
Yeah.
No, but it's a fitness thing. Fitness needs to go up. I think it will take like 2 or 3 weeks for us to start playing properly.
Alright, so
Why are you
I
acting
think-
like we didn't play well? Like last season after lockdown, we played well.
that's what I'm saying. So what has changed since that lockdown? How you're playing so sick before after lockdown, and what's changed since then from now?
Fitness.
Bro, you're acting like
And we
we're
need
on
new
some like
signings.
2-week bender. To, like, what are you on about, mate?
Haven't they been training
Bro,
every day since then?
Fitness. They need to get the match fitness in it. Why you act like match fitness isn't a thing and that people don't need to play?
Because they should
Like
have lost match fitness.
you can just walk onto the pitch and start playing like as if it's not like
They should
nothing's
have
gonna
lost match
happen.
fitness.
Bro,
in
Like
the
this is
1
shush, bro.
month they
Like
have
what are you
played.
guys
footballers.
waffling? You have an agenda. It's clear that you have
An agenda
against
You
United.
play trash.
and
That's why
Ollie.
we have an agenda.
Okay, so you admitted having an
It's
agenda.
justified. It's a
Then. No,
justified agenda.
it's not an opinion. It's
to
an
play
agenda.
trash.
It's not an opinion. It's an
Okay,
agenda.
I'm gonna. It's not an agenda.
Jay chats the most BS, so we can never take his
It is
opinion
not an
seriously.
agenda.
Yes,
it is not an agenda.
Yes, it is.
So
Yes, it
okay, let me just get this straight, Koshi. You're backing your team after that performance.
Yes.
Backing the
Yeah.
manager as well.
Backing the manager
Yeah.
as well.
How can I blame the manager?
You can't back them after that performance. That was the worst.
Why
performance
not?
I've seen.
Why
was-
not?
None of your players played better than 1 out of 10.
We had one bad game, and you're telling me
Yeah,
that
but
I shouldn't
that
back the
one bad
manager.
game was
I should
shocking.
turn on him. So
Yeah,
still
Ole,
back
no,
them.
no. Okay,
It's not one bad game. Ollie's proven to be an absolutely awful manager.
exactly.
How he got us into top 4? What are you on about?
With that team,
We were like
that's not
14
difficult.
we were like 14 points off.
Hassan will take you to the Premier League title with that team.
What are you on about? What
So
are you on
you
about?
should not be like last season. You should not have scraped top 4 when you against a Chelsea
Yeah,
side
because
should
it
have had a
went down to
transfer
the last
ban
game of
with
the
Frank
season.
Lampard as the manager, with no managing experience, a
And
Spurs
their
team
team
that are
was
just a
awful. They made
shambles,
no signings at all.
an Arsenal team that played below average, and that's it. You shouldn't have scraped top four. You should have secured top four with the team you have compared
We
to.
weren't playing well before winter.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
and
you
whose
can't
fault
blame
is
Ole
After
for
that?
that.
Bruno come in
Whose
is when we
fault
started
is
playing good
that?
football.
You're
Whose
telling me
fault
you
is
can't
that?
blame Ole for that.
No.
So what,
We
whose
didn't
fault is
have a
that
creative
then?
midfielder. We didn't have a creative midfielder that
So
was
you're
good
saying
enough.
Pogba's not a creative midfielder?
He was playing deep, you retard. Like,
Why
you
would you
Why
play
is
retarded.
he
deep?
further
You,
Why would you
forward?
play deep?
Jesus, this guy's so
because
dumb.
we don't have anyone, because that's where we played him, and we have like Lingard and Pereira in like
So
the number
maybe if your
10.
manager
Yeah, but
actually used one of his bloody
We
brain
have no
cells
one
and
else
played
yeah,
him in
that
the
you
like.
have
attacking
enough centre mids and
midfielder.
CDMs. You got Fred, you got Matic, you
Jesus.
got McTominay.
No, we
Probably have
don't. No,
more.
we don't.
You
No,
don't.
we
You don't
don't.
have Matic, Fred, and
Pogba plays
McTominay.
well when he plays deep as well.
He
Okay, so
plays
what?
better,
He
no. But
suddenly
you
turns
needed
into like
him.
Jesse Lingard when he plays attacking mid. Exactly, no, so shut
Listen,
up.
listen.
What did you
At
say?
that
What did you
point,
say? What did you say? I
Stupid.
didn't even hear what you said. Say it. Repeat it.
I said, so what? When you said Pogba plays best, right? When he's like playing deeper,
Yeah, he plays well. Yeah.
like Jesse Lingard when he moves up to attacking mid.
Jesse Lingard's terrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What does he like suddenly turn awful when you play him further forward?
What are you trying to get at? I don't understand. Like,
Because you
what you
said he
talking
plays
about?
better when he plays deeper, but sure
I'm saying he plays well when he's
when he
deeper.
plays,
He's one
but
of our.
he's
Yeah,
surely still quality when he plays attacking mid.
yeah, but we don't have that many players that can play deep there. We can play
What do
the
you mean?
position
You've
that
got
he does.
Fred and McTominay.
They don't do the job as well as Pogba.
yeah, but they're
Yeah,
better
obviously
at
not. But
doing
if you're
that
that
job.
awful in attacking mid, surely you'd put Pogba there.
They're better at doing that job than
We've got attacking. We had
Pereira.
to use the attacking midfielders that we had, and that was Pereira and Lingard, and that's what we did.
But Fred
Well,
and
then you should have
McTominay and
adapted
Matic
your
are
team to
better at
play a
doing the
different
holding role.
system where you don't have to play
We
those
brought
players.
in. We were playing a different system anyways. We were playing like
Yeah, it
counter-attacking, like
clearly wasn't
five
It
three
clearly
five
wasn't
three
working.
one.
Okay, well, it
That's why
clearly
we
wasn't
changed it, and we
working.
brought Bruno in.
Okay,
You
well, it clearly
idiot.
wasn't working.
Well, it did start working after we changed our system.
Yeah, after you bought a player.
Yeah, and that's who we needed, and now the system
Oh
works.
my god.
Like, I don't know what you're trying to get at. Like,
It's like he can't
you
do
literally have no point that you're trying to make. It's just
I'm saying
retarded,
that with
really.
the players he had, he did an awful job.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He was trying to play a system, but then which he needed a certain type of player for, and he tried to play Lingard, Pereira there, who weren't good enough.
Right, so
So we
he didn't
brought in a
have the
player that was good
players.
enough to play that system,
Yeah, but at
and
the
now we're
time he
playing
didn't have
well.
the players to play that system, so you can't force the system because it's not going to work.
Exactly.
We weren't forcing the system. We were playing something else, but then we still need a creative midfielder. We have no one making any chances.
And that's when you
But we
play
were playing
Pogba in
Pogba
creative
deep, so we
midfielders.
had no one there.
But okay, right, listen. So
But Arsenal don't have. Sorry, Sean, go on.
you have Fred, you got McTominay, and you got Matic who can play the holding role. And in my
No,
opinion,
McTominay, no.
they
Bro,
play the
okay,
holding role better than
okay,
Pereira
wait,
and
listen to
Lingard
me,
played
listen
it.
to me, listen to me, listen to me. McTominay doesn't play that well when he's in holding. He's more of a box to box.
Okay.
He's not what do you call it? He doesn't just sit in that position enough.
Okay.
He wants to
but
push forward as well.
Arsenal,
But with
for the entire of
Pogba,
last season.
he sits there and he can actually sit in that position and play
Okay.
the position well.
Last season, Arsenal did not have an attacking mid through the entire season. Our team was a lot worse than yours. And obviously, when our
You finished eighth.
yes, because our team is worse than yours.
Yeah, like, okay. So what are you trying to say? I don't understand. You had a bad team. You finished eighth. That's it.
No, but Arteta did a good job with the players that he had.
Eighth place. Yeah.
Attacking mid
Okay.
in January.
What was your
Before,
point? What's your point? What are you trying
before
to make?
Fernandes, you were like at
Eighth is good enough for you.
14th. You
Eighth
were
is good enough.
14th. You were literally 14th.
Yeah. So.
So we finished
What?
8th.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
I don't know what you're trying to say. Like, you're
You were
sounding
14th without an
that's
attacking
some
mid.
degenerate
We
right now. You're
finished
sounding like a
8th
proper
without an
degenerate.
attacking mid.
Like, you're making no point here. Like, what are you
What do
trying
you
to say? You finished eighth. You played dead football.
Yes, we finished 8th. But
Yeah.
obviously, when Arteta joined, we were like 14th.
So.
So that means Arteta did well to get them from 14th to 8th.
This guy's actually so dumb. Oh my god.
No, eighth is still bad. Why are you acting like eighth is a good
They went from
position?
14th to
better
8th.
than 14th.
They went from 14th to 8th.
Mid-table is close. It's not like he made some like massive jump to like 20 point, 30 point, closing the gap or something.
Bro,
Mid-table was between like 10 points, bro.
Bro, that's like
That doesn't
6th
matter.
place. This guy's so dumb.
Mid-table's closed all season, right? So they shouldn't be sitting in 14th. If they were that good, they'd be sitting in 8th the whole time, right? But Arteta came in, he made changes, and he made that progression. That's the point. It doesn't matter if it's close. He still made the progression.
Bro, this guy's like a brick wall. I think we should
You've been
move on.
silenced. You've been
We
silenced.
finished. Okay, no.
This
We
guy's a
finished.
brick
We
wall.
finished.
The
We
guy's a
finished
brick
sixth.
wall.
We finished 6th the season before. We finished 4th this season, the last season. So isn't that progression? Isn't that progression?
Not because of the players.
No.
How is that not progression? How is it when Arteta goes from 14 to 8? That's progression. But when Oli takes a 6th to 4th, it's not progression. Like,
Right,
where's this isn't adding up?
When you look
It's
at
not
Arteta
adding
did it
up,
in
right?
half a season. Arteta did it in half a
Yeah,
season.
bro. Why
With
is
no
acting
chance
like
to
8th
bring in
is
any
something
players.
special? Why are you
He
acting
didn't
like
bring
8th
in
is
any
something
players.
special?
What players did he bring in? What players did he bring in?
8th isn't special. Why are you
What
acting
players
like
did he
you
bring
made
in?
some
What
like
players did he
massive
bring
change to
in?
the team?
Thank you for telling me
Like,
8th is
your
special.
world's
That's
changed.
really important.
The world's
That's
changed because
beneficial.
Arteta
Thank
took
you.
you to
But
8th.
can you tell me what
Why are
players
you
he brought
gassing
in?
8th? Okay. Why are you
No one's
gassing 8th
gassing
place?
8th.
Yes, you
Who
are. You're
gassed
like,
8th?
we finished 8th.
Ishan, did
You're
you
saying,
gas
oh,
8th?
we went 14th to 8th.
I don't think
Wow,
you did.
amazing.
Who was gassing
Amazing.
8th?
8th
No
place.
one
We're
gassed
14th. We're 8th
No one
now.
gassed 8th.
Look, Jay,
We finished 8th.
this
we
guy
were
knows he doesn't
14th.
know what he's on about, so he's just waffling.
Who's
Wow.
gassing 8th?
We were 14th.
He
Now
knows
we're
he's fighting a
8th.
battle he can't win if it comes down to reason.
Ooh. Okay, go on. Make your point, Ishan.
All right, listen. Right. So Arteta,
You're talking
right,
to
he
a brick
came
wall,
in
but go for it, mate.
and he took the players that were performing so badly and he made them perform well. The same players. And with Ole, he's come in.
We knew.
Shut up! Ishan's
Emery,
talking. Shut up! Ishan's talking.
Unai Emery was a
Shut
dead
up!
manager.
Ishan's talking. Ishan's talking.
The players
won
have
the
turned
Europa
on him,
League.
bro.
Bro,
He was a
nobody
dead
wants to hear
manager
you
for
talk. I
Arsenal.
just want to hear
He was a dead
Ishan. Can
manager
you
for
talk?
Arsenal. They were playing
Okay.
some dead system when he was there. They were
Yeah, and
playing some
Arteta
dusty
changed that.
system.
Arteta
They were playing
changed
some
it, so now
dusty
they're playing good
system.
football.
Yeah, some dusty system. You still couldn't beat us anyway. Ishan, go on.
Compared to Ole, right? He's come in, he's brought in a new player or just one new player.
He
Right?
didn't bring in anyone.
No, Ole. I'm talking Ole now.
Oh, Ole, yeah.
And the same players who were playing dead before are still playing dead now. After he's brought in the players he needs to bring in, right? After all of how he's changed everything, the same players who were
What
playing
period are
trash,
you
they're
talking
still
about?
playing
What
trash
period?
now.
Are you talking about last season or this season?
From when they were playing trash before.
Yeah, we were playing dead.
Yeah.
And then last season, we
Yeah.
finished 4th.
But you shouldn't be finishing 4th with the team you have.
Yeah.
What do you mean? We didn't
You
have the
should be
players that we
securing
needed.
top 4, top 3.
No,
Look
I
at
think
the
we had a
quality
good
in your
season.
squad. Look at the quality in
We
your
had
squad.
a good season. We got Champions
Oh
League
my
football.
god, this guy's had a good
We could- we-
season. You scraped top 4.
got-
It's a good season for you.
Yeah, after January, yeah.
Yeah, but
After
what
January,
happened
we were playing
before
good
January
football.
shouldn't have happened. What happened before then?
We didn't have the players we needed. We didn't have enough squad depth, and we didn't have
that's not-
we didn't have the players that we needed in each position.
It didn't come down to squad depth when your starting 11 wasn't good enough anyway.
Yeah. It's not like you had bare injuries and were like, oh my god, we're going to have to go to our B team now to perform. You were playing your first team and it was still dead.
Yeah.
The
And then we
quality's
brought
there,
a player.
but the players weren't playing well.
Yeah.
And then they started playing well. Why can't you, bro? After January, you started playing well. Like, why can't you, like? I don't understand.
You started playing sick.
You did play well. No one's saying you didn't.
So why you keep going back to before January? I don't understand.
Because now you're playing dead again.
That's because we need more players. We need signings.
Oh my
God.
We need a right winger. We need a right winger. We need a right winger. We need another left back.
You wouldn't be that desperate. If your manager was good, you would not be that desperate for players.
Why? You think Dan James and Fosu Mensah was
Okay, listen.
deserved to be in the United squad?
You said you need a right winger. In that period when you're playing so sick, you had Greenwood on the right wing, and he was one of your best players. So why can't you just play Greenwood now?
Because he didn't play Greenwood for the Crystal Palace game.
And whose fault
Okay, whose fault is that? Whose fault was that?
He was probably. How do you know what
Whose fault is that? Don't tell me. He's a shut up,
This guy will back him up
such a
anything.
clown. Jesus.
No, but like, why are you like questioning the lineup, bro? I don't understand.
Bro, what I'm saying is, if you dyed Koshi's hair red, he would actually look like a. He would look like a guy.
Okay. You're telling me why am I
stupid
questioning the
palm.
lineup?
Koshi
You
is
questioned
stupid
the
palm
lineup
anyway.
yourself. You said I don't know why Fosu Mensah.
No,
and
because
Danny James played.
but okay, Dan James started, but that was probably because Greenwood had that international duty thing, and he come back from it. He didn't want to start him straight away, innit?
Foden started.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't come down to. Oh,
what does that
they
have to
had
do with Greenwood having to start?
They already got punished, right? In whatever way they got, like, I don't know, they got fined or something. They didn't play the England games or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
why? There's no reason
They
to
got
Bro,
punish
sent
him
home
again
early.
now.
he's 18 years old. Why are you acting like he needs to start every game?
Because he's your best
Because
player
you're
in that
saying how
position.
bad your team is. Jesus, man.
Yeah, but we need to like integrate him into the team, innit?
He's
What,
really.
by not playing him? By not playing him? By playing
No,
Daniel
but you
James
can't
instead?
play him every game. He's 18, bro.
You need
Maybe
results.
he didn't want to play him for that Crystal Palace game.
You need
Maybe,
results. Dan James is nowhere near Greenwood's level. You have to play your best players.
yeah.
And you didn't play your
And
best players. And that's Ole's fault.
no, it's not. No, it's
No,
not.
it's
Dan
not. It's
James
not
didn't
Ole's
play
fault.
well. Dan James didn't play well.
Ole
It's
doesn't
not
make the
Ollie's
lineups,
fault.
no? Ole doesn't make the lineups.
He does.
Right.
But it's not
And he
Ollie's
didn't play your
fault.
best
Dan James
players.
had a terrible game. It's not
It is his
Ollie's
fault because
fault.
Greenwood should be starting. He knows.
No, it's bro. Are you retarded? Listen to me. It's not Ollie's fault that Dan James played badly. He
Alright,
doesn't
okay.
control
Yes,
what
it
Dan
is.
James is doing on the pitch, bro.
Dan James
If Dan
has
James
That
has
is
a
not
his
sick
had
game,
a
fault.
it's
good
not Ollie's
performance.
fault.
Dan James has not had a good
Ollie
performance.
can tell him
in
to
so
do
many
something.
games.
If Dan James doesn't do it, it's not Ollie's fault, bro. Like,
Dan
what are you on
James-
about? Are
Dan
you
James-
talking sense here?
Dan James has not
If
had a
Ollie
good performance.
tells Dan James to do something and Dan James doesn't do it, how can you blame Ollie?
Well, do you know what Ollie was telling him to do?
Okay? Well, obviously he told Greenwood to do the same thing and Greenwood does it well.
No, he didn't tell him to do the same thing because they're different players.
Exactly.
Greenwood can't pace it down the line like Dan James can, so they don't tell him to do the same thing. Dan James and Mason Greenwood, they don't get given the same instructions because they're different players, right?
Are you
Dan
Ollie's
James has
advisor? Are you Ollie's advisor?
Okay,
Are
if
you
you
Ollie's
think they
advisor?
get
Do
given
you,
the
You
same
are
do you
acting like
even
you are
play
as
us?
well.
Do you
You're
even
Stop
acting
watch
like
us
watching
you are.
play,
football
bro?
if you think
You
they
are
get
Do
given
you
acting
the
like
even
same
you
watch
are
us
his
play?
advisor.
Do you even watch us play? Do you even watch us play? I don't think
Yeah.
you've ever watched a United game.
Yes.
I don't think you've ever watched a United game.
Right, it doesn't matter.
Because
Right,
you
I've
chat out
I've
your
watched
arse when it
loads,
comes to
right?
United,
But I
bro.
don't have to watch them to know that they don't get the same instructions.
Yes, they do. Because we don't play him in behind. We don't make it. We don't. Because Crystal Palace sit back as well. So we can't play to Daniel James' strength, bro.
That's why
We
Daniel
play-
James shouldn't have been playing at all.
Okay,
It's not a
Ishan,
public
stop
game.
for a second. I'm just going to put Koshi. We did not play to Dan James' strengths. So whose fault is that?
Bro, we're not
What you said.
The game
You
doesn't.
said we do not play
don't
to Dan
revolve
James'
around
strengths.
Dan James. We don't revolve around Dan James. Okay. We play a certain type of football. It doesn't
Okay,
revolve
so you don't
around
play
Dan
to his
James. You
strengths,
idiot.
and you're saying
You
he's a
idiot.
bad player.
You idiot.
You set
Koshi,
We asked
yourself
what
the
you
up.
job of
said-
him. We asked the job of him,
Stupid.
which he can do, and he just does a terrible. He's terrible. He can't do that job, so obviously he's not good enough for United, and he looks like he's on his way out anyways. So it's calm.
So Koshi, what you said was Dan James couldn't perform because Crystal Palace was sitting back, and that's not what he's good at, right? He can't play when the team is sitting back. That's why Ole should
He
have
came
known
off
that.
at half time. That's
Ole
why he
should have
came off
known
at
Why
that
half
was
from
he
time.
the start of the
playing?
game.
Why was he
And
playing
play
then?
Greenwood.
Why was he playing?
Because he told him to do what he would normally tell Greenwood to do.
If
But
he
then
can't
obviously
do
he couldn't
that,
do
then
that
why are you
job,
playing
so he
him?
got subbed off.
But why
Why
did
did
you
you
bet
play
better
him
at that?
if he can't do that?
What?
Why even start him if he can't do that?
How do you know he can't do that? Like
Because
we had to. We
Greenwood
asked him.
showed it.
We
last
asked the
season.
job
You
of
proved
him.
it last
We asked the
season.
job of him. What, do you just not want us to play Dan James?
Yeah,
We asked
Well,
Dan
if you
James.
that's
can't do
exactly
your
what I
job,
want.
you know, if you're gonna be in a relegation battle and lose to teams consistently, then
What? Bro, we played Dan James. We asked the job of
I
him.
love
He
you
didn't
to
do the
start Dan
job,
James. honestly.
so we took
Go
him
ahead.
off. Like, how is that Ollie's fault
It's
that Dan
Ole's
James didn't
fault.
do a job?
Because
'Cause
Dan
he's-
James has not proved himself as a good player at all. He's not had a single good performance since his debut or whatever, right?
Are you,
So,
bro? His first 5 games or something, he was alright.
all right, whatever.
That's
That's
basically
ages
his
ago.
debut.
Still, it's ages ago anyway, right? So Greenwood has shown himself to be so much better quality, especially against teams who sit back like Crystal Palace, in this United squad ahead of Daniel James. So why not just play Greenwood?
Because Ollie didn't want to, and he thought Dan James could
Because
do the job.
Ole made an error. It was Ole's fault he
No.
didn't play Greenwood because that game was
No,
Greenwood.
it's not. That's not his fault. How are you blaming Ollie for Dan James being
Because
bad,
he
bro? I
got
don't
the lineup
understand.
wrong. He can't expect
No, he
anything out of
didn't.
Daniel James
No, he
against
didn't.
a team who sits back, and Daniel James has not
Yes,
played
you can.
for ages.
Bro, Dan James needs to get better. He's terrible. You can't just have one style who's just running in behind, bro. We asked a different job with Dan James, and he didn't do it, so we took him at half time.
That is what training is for. You don't throw him in the games when you have a better player to play. You train him until he can do the role, and then you play him in the start.
What are you on about?
is what
are you
training
That
on
was
is for.
facts. What do you mean? What's you
What
on
are you
about?
on
Everyone's
about?
speaking facts.
What are you on about?
Listen,
bro?
you
You
can say
train
that
the
as much
player
as
to
you
play in
like,
that
right?
position.
I'm
No, because
still
you're
right.
chatting so you hate Ollie so much for some reason. I don't understand why.
Right,
If the
'cause
players,
he's terrible.
bro. No, he's not. No, he's not, bro. We were playing good football last season. When Bruno came playing, we were playing good football.
And that should have carried on. It should have carried on.
Ollie's fault. That's not Ollie's fault that it doesn't carry on.
Whose
But
fault
it
is
is
that
because he
then?
got the lineup
It's the
wrong.
players. It's the players.
But he didn't.
They're not playing well. The players aren't playing well.
Yes, maybe he changed the players then.
He did. He put Dan James in, then you're telling
Yeah,
me
he changed
now
them
he's
so
gonna
that they
start
played
Mason
badly.
Greenwood now.
He changed them and you played badly.
No, we
Yes.
played.
Because if he stuck with the team of last season that finished last season so strongly, you wouldn't have played that badly.
Yes, we would have because he was trying to rest players. We were at the end of last season.
Rest them.
We were getting tired, and match fitness wasn't there.
Game of the season.
Rest them from what?
Yeah.
Rest
Obviously, he
them
didn't want to
from
start.
what?
He didn't want to start them straight away.
What
Innit?
is he
You were
resting
literally
them?
talking about
Why-
lack of
why
match
did you
fitness,
rest
and now
them,
you're talking about
Koshi?
resting players.
Mason
You don't know what
Greenwood.
you're
Mason
talking
Green.
about.
What? Okay, no. Say, all right, guys. Say what you got to
You were
say.
literally talking about match fitness, right? And how they need match fitness, and the only way you get that is by playing games. So why did you rest players in the first game of the season?
So they don't get injuries.
Oh my god.
You hate Ollie so much. It's actually mad. It's
because
mad
he's
how much
bad.
you hate.
I don't hate him
No,
for no
he's not.
reason. It's because he's bad.
No, you hate him. You hate him because he's United manager. And why
No,
can't you
that's not true.
why can't you give it to him like we were playing good football last season and it's not his fault that we
I
started bad
didn't
this
say you
season.
were. I said you were playing sick.
So how is that? How is he a bad manager? How is he a bad manager?
Because he hasn't transformed the players who are already there. They're still playing bad.
What are you on about? Martial, Rashford, bro. Our attackers have played so much better after he's come in.
After Bruno has come in.
Yeah.
No,
Not
he's
after
changed
Ole
Martial.
No,
No,
not
after
Ole
no.
come in.
After Bruno came in.
No, Martial started playing well after Ollie come in.
After
that's
Fernandes
not right.
came in.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, it
Why
wasn't.
can't you take, bro? I'm a United fan, so bro, like, why can't you?
You're a
Whenever I
deluded
say something about
fan that knows
United,
nothing about
you just,
football.
bro. Whenever I
You're
say
a
something about
deluded
United,
United fan that knows nothing about
you
football.
disregard it.
Just because I'm a Liverpool fan, I can't say Lovren
No,
playing the
bro.
best
Whenever
football
I
in
say
the-
something about
in the West.
United, it's instantly disregarded. Like
Because you
and then
literally just said
Ishan thinks
Ollie
he's
was
right about
resting
everything when
players.
it comes to
You
United.
told us Ollie
Ishan
was
thinks he
resting
knows
players.
everything when it comes to United. It's like I tell him, bro, Martial was one of our best players. Like, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Okay,
I watch him
Koshi.
every
I
game. He's
didn't
like,
say
no, he
he
weren't.
wasn't. I didn't say he wasn't.
Ollie
Koshi.
changed our
I told
attack.
you.
When I'm telling
Wait,
him,
relax.
Ollie changed our United players that we played.
Wait,
good,
you know
like,
the
our
FL
attackers
Cup,
have gotten better.
United
Ishan's like,
played Luton.
no, he didn't. No, he
I
didn't.
did not say no.
Ishan thinks he knows everything.
Listen,
It's actually mad.
I
When
literally
it comes
told
to
you
Okay, so
Ishan
you're
last
playing
season,
thinks
right?
Koshi,
that
you're
he's
playing
some
with
like
Luton, right? You played against
big brain,
Luton.
big
Was
brain.
Ollie resting the players?
1,500 IQ.
Was Ollie resting the
Ishan
players?
thinks he is, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Bro,
Right.
honestly, bro,
We
I'm
had
done.
the same
I'm
conversation, right? I said, you said, right, Martial's one of our best players this season. I didn't disagree with that. I said, yeah, that's probably true.
Yes, you did.
but
You said he's inconsistent.
No.
You said
that's
he's
different.
inconsistent.
I
Yes,
said
you
he's
did.
inconsistent, but that doesn't mean he's not one of your best players in the last season.
No, I said he was consistent last season and that he played well.
Yeah, right. Him being consistent and him being one of your best players are two different things. He was one of your best players last season, but he was inconsistent. That's what I'm saying.
No, he was consistent. He consistently played well, and he was one of our best players.
He did it. He had off games every now and again. He had off
Shush.
games.
So Ishan thinks he knows everything again, bro. Shush. Bro, Ishan thinks he knows everything.
Listen,
so
I can only go.
IQ.
I can only go off what I watch.
Bro,
I can only go off
I can
what I
see
watch.
this like
And at the
some
moment,
veins
I'm
popping in
watching
your
a
head,
travesty
bro.
from Man United,
Stop talking,
and you're
bro.
disagreeing.
Stop talking.
You're
Can
disagreeing.
we move on? Jesus.
Stop talking.
Nah.
This guy.
It doesn't matter how much you
Okay,
say this
so-
guy, right? It doesn't make you completely
No,
right.
because you hate Ollie so much. It's mad.
Because
And
he's
you
terrible.
can't give
I
him
hate
like
for a
credit
reason.
for that because he's playing good. He's changed our team and that we were playing good football. You can't give him credit for that for some reason.
I did give him credit, right? I've literally said you lot have played sick since January, right? But there's been so much, right? Since he's joined, there's been so much Ole in, Ole out since he's joined, right? So that much for that long has got to be a
It's just-
red flag.
Okay,
It's got to be a red flag.
okay, it was Ollie in, and then after that Burnley game, we were Ollie out, and then from January it's Ollie in, bro.
Yeah, but if there's any debate since he joined for that long, if there's any debate between Ole in and Ole out, there's red flags. If there's so much
No, there
debate,
isn't.
Yes, there
it's
is.
not red flags. So you're telling me
No. You can't just chuck a manager out because the fans are like, because of a few bad results. It's only consistently
a few bad results.
If it's consistently bad results and he's not giving like up to standard,
Bro,
then
it's
you
not
can
the
take him out.
results, it's the performances. The
Yeah,
performance.
we've had good performances, and then one
Oh.
game back, we've had one game back, and you're telling me he's a dead manager now?
You've had bad
He's
performances.
always been a dead manager. I've
Sometimes
never
you
said.
nick a good
No,
result.
he hasn't. So what? Okay, what about the before January, after January? So what then?
Let me ask you, how long ago did he join?
He joined like 2 seasons ago, like end of 2 seasons or whatever.
2 seasons.
No. Okay, no. It was last season. Last season you were fully in charge, and the season before that, like halfway through.
Bro, it was December 2018.
Yeah, that's it.
So 2 years now he's been in charge. 2 years, and
Nearly, yeah.
he's not secured Man United as a secured top 4 side.
That's what he's had, one full season, and he got us in top 4. And then it's about this season.
He scraped top 4. So
We're
it
one
wasn't
game
like
in. We're 1 game in, bro.
Yeah, but he scraped it. It wasn't like oh yeah, we definitely, with 5 games to go, you're like, oh
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Did we get top 4? It's a yes or no question. Did we get top 4?
Yes.
Okay, well then.
Who said you didn't get top 4? Ishan, did you say that?
That's what we needed.
Nobody said you didn't get top 4.
No,
So
that's not the
shut
point,
up.
bro. It doesn't matter if we scraped it or whatever. We got
Yes,
top 4 last season. That's what we
that
needed.
says
That was our aim last season. And we got
that
it.
says where your club's
Now
at.
we go to this season.
That tells us where your club is at.
No, bro. We got top 4 last season.
Yeah, but
we
not
got third last season, bro. We got third last season.
Okay,
let me ask you this question.
It wasn't an easy third.
Let me ask you this question, Koshi. Okay, after 2.5 seasons in charge, right? By the end of this season, after 2.5 seasons in charge.
End of this season, bro. 1 game in. How are you talking about the end of this season?
You haven't let me finish the question.
This guy needs to shut up.
Shut up, Jay. Bro, you're so retarded, bro. You're pissing me off, bro. This guy. Oh my God.
By the end of the season, what constitutes a good season for United?
Third place.
Maybe
a trophy.
Maybe a trophy,
yeah.
So this manager has been in, right? By the end of the season, we're talking by the end of the season, right? This manager has been in 2.5 seasons.
Yeah.
And you think third place is where Man United are happy to be at?
At this moment in time, we're not, bro. Why are you acting like we're the same team when Sir Ike was here? We're not. We have a massive rebuild.
No, if you take into account how good Liverpool and City are right now, third place is fine.
Exactly, bro. How are we meant to close like a 20-30 point gap in 2 seasons?
Obviously, you're meant to close
1.5 seasons, bro.
Not completely.
If this season we finish maybe 15 points behind first or something, then I think we would have had a decent season. Bro, we were like 30 behind you or something.
You can't disagree with that.
I think if we cut the gap by 15 points, then I think we would have had a decent season.
But what are you saying?
Okay, go on. What were you going to say? Go on,
right, the thing is,
we win the league this season. Do you really think that was possible? Okay, go on.
No. But I think you're looking at a massive club like Man United here, right? We're looking at a massive club, right, with a massive
Okay, shush. Tell me what you think. Okay, where do you think
this is all part of what I think, right? A manager who's been in there for 2.5 seasons with the quality he has, like Pogba, like Bruno, like Martial, like Rashford. Van der Beek now is coming, and he's signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka whenever that was. I don't know, but with all this quality, I think you should be challenging for the title. He's had enough seasons. He's had enough seasons,
Bro, you're taking the piss. You're taking the piss.
He's had enough time in the job.
You're taking the piss.
In the job to
see. This is where we know that there's a clear agenda against Oli. Okay.
All right, listen.
How are you telling me we should be fighting for the title?
So
we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
To be fair, right? I think just because Klopp did it, where the season where you got.
How long did it take Klopp?
It took Klopp ages.
How many years?
It took him ages.
How many years
was he had such a worse squad than you
Klopp
have right
went
now.
from the Champions League final. You know that season where you got to the Champions League final and you came like 4th or whatever in the Prem, and then suddenly, obviously,
they came second in the Prem, bro. They came second in the Prem by like a point.
Yeah. So there was obviously like a crazy bit of progress that happened there. but I don't think you can be expecting the same of United when they haven't made like some marquee signing that's gonna. But I mean, like, yeah, from the end of last season to now, there hasn't been like some crazy transfer where you can be like, that's suddenly transformed them into title contenders.
Well, I think when you look at the transfers they've made and what they expected of the transfers, like Maguire, they expected so much better of Maguire than they got. Like,
No, but to be fair with Maguire, they've paired him up with like Lindelof, who
He needs a better. I think
what Maguire
Bailly
lacks,
next to him.
Lindelof doesn't.
I think Bailly
Like
would be a
literally,
much better
Lindelof doesn't
pairing.
have at all. Maguire lacks pace and mobility, and Lindelof just doesn't offer that.
Yeah, and I think that's why Bailly would fit better next to.
Bailly would definitely be better.
But Bailly, he's injury prone,
Exactly.
and sometimes he can be a bit dodgy. That's all.
So they do need. I mean, Van der Beek. There's no question he's a good player and a good signing, but that money should have been spent in a centre back.
I think if we sign, we're gonna sign. Okay, when we sign Sancho, I think that'll be like a statement. I think. Yeah, then I think that'll be a big signing.
okay,
But
the thing is,
Ole hatred is just a bit mad.
it's not Ole hatred, right? Arteta.
Yes, it is.
Arteta has come in and straight away he's implemented the system, and Arsenal have looked 10 times better than they did not so long ago, right? Ole's been 2.5 seasons, or no, 1.5 seasons, sorry, and it took him a season, and he made some decent signing, Bruno, right? And you looked good in that period after January, but he's not been able to continue it. I know it's been one game, right? I know, but
what are you? Okay, so what do you mean he's not been able to? It's been one game. How are you judging him already?
Because the players who are
How are you making conclusions? How are you making conclusions after one game?
Because the players who are playing bad are still playing bad, whereas Arteta has made the players who are playing bad are playing good.
So you're telling me our team wasn't playing bad before?
He's saying they were.
No, United weren't playing bad before Oli came.
Yeah, and he's saying that you're still playing bad.
And we're playing better now.
Yeah, but there are still performances where it's like
we're playing better now.
A lot of your fans were still saying that you're playing really poorly in some of the games.
Yeah, by the end of last season, obviously because we were playing the same 11 like again and again and again and again.
Whose fault was that?
We didn't have a squad depth. We didn't have anyone that was at the same. We didn't have the same team, same quality on the bench that we needed to bring in. So our first team wasn't as strong if we need to.
But every team suffered from that. It wasn't you, just your team.
No, we didn't have the same quality that on the bench that we have in our first team. So
no other team,
or even anywhere near what we needed.
Apart from Man City, no other team has any like proper squad depth.
Yeah, they do.
Who?
We have like a first 11.
Who? Name another team that has the same.
Liverpool have Liverpool have a decent bench.
Okay, so Mane gets injured.
Spurs have a decent bench.
Mane gets injured. Who replaces him?
Minamino, innit?
Oh God!
What? Or Shaq or something?
What you say? So what you said, right? Was you said United don't have the bench quality that is the same quality.
Okay. No, but like.
And now you're saying Minamino and Shaqiri are the same quality as
our
mine.
first. Our first 11 isn't as good as your first 11.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, everyone knew that.
But obviously, like the drop off between our benches is going to be different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So even if one player from your team, from Liverpool, if one player drops off, then there's
Mata goes straight. Mata goes into Liverpool's bench. Mata would make Liverpool's bench.
Mata's not good enough.
He would make Liverpool's bench.
No, Mata's not. No, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't. What do you want? Mata's not even good, bro. Mata shouldn't be at United. He's not good enough.
Okay.
He's old, bro. And he can't. Like, he just played.
He's old. That's like literally the most. That's like the.
He slows the play down. He's not as good as he used to be, bro.
When he was younger,
but when a
he
team
was
sits
United
back,
quality.
what's wrong with slowing things down?
We need an injection of pace. Move the ball quicker. Move the
James,
ball
and you're
quicker.
asking
But
for
then
an injection of pace.
there's Mata that like stand on the ball for like 10 minutes waiting for like doing absolutely nothing. Is not he's not good
So
enough.
you
He's not good enough.
complain that Dan James is too fast and has too
Bro,
much.
when I talk about injection of
You're
pace, like
saying Mata is
pissing
too
the
slow.
bro, do you want to okay, let me explain. When I mean injection of pace, I mean like
No.
pinging the ball around, quick passes,
Yeah,
and trying to get into tight spaces and like make
yeah.
an opportunity. But Mata doesn't do that.
No,
Mata doesn't do that.
if he sits deep, he can be a player that sort
No,
of.
bro. When I'm telling you, he's not good enough. He's not good enough.
Okay.
This is what I see. Is what happens. I'm telling you, man's good enough, not good enough, and you're just disregarding that
No, I agree with that.
opinion. And
That
you're
is why
like,
United quality.
no, he's
But
good enough.
nobody called
4
you
years ago or
delusional.
something.
We call you delusional when you say stuff like Ollie was resting players first game. Okay, so you can relax there.
Okay.
I tell you what, we've exhausted Man United versus Crystal Palace. We've
I
got
mean,
a lot
mainly
more games to
United. You know
cover.
what? Apologies, Crystal Palace, because you played really well, to be fair. Deserves like a really special mention as well. So,
Oh yeah, because we haven't talked about Crystal Palace, have we?
no.
But we can't talk about this picture any longer. We got lots more to cover. So
Next was Arsenal v
bro,
West
we got
Ham.
lots more to cover. It's a bit mad.
Arsenal v West Ham. Jay, I'm going to throw this to you on that one since you're the Arsenal fan.
I mean, obviously, I got the prediction spot on with 2-1. I mean, I knew it was never going to become. I mean, I saw, a lot of people thought it would be an easy, convincing win for Arsenal, but I mean, I don't know if it's just West Ham that turn up.
Did you play well? Did you play well? And watch the game in it.
You know what? Our players didn't. Our players were sloppy, but I think it was an average performance. Because like sloppiness isn't something where you can say isn't like a really major thing. That's usually like a one-off game kind of thing. So I don't know if you can take too much from our not so great performance against West Ham. I mean, I thought West Ham definitely deserved a result from the game. At least maybe a draw would have been fair, but yeah, we stuck it out and we managed to grab a late winner. Which I mean, yeah, you could say it was kind of lucky with the kind of chances that West Ham had. I mean, it wasn't like West Ham completely dominated us throughout the game, but they had really strong spells of throughout the game. But like, I don't know how you say his name, but you know that new signing at like that CDM, I think it is, like Suchek, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, he hit the crossbar. He had a decent header, and they managed to work themselves into some good positions, which required Leno to clean up quite a lot. But yeah, obviously I'm happy with the result. Performance, definitely room for improvement.
Okay. Tierney, big miss, I think. Tierney.
Yeah, obviously in the warm up he got injured.
Yeah.
It's only minor, right? It's a minor injury.
Yeah, they said he'll return to training this weekend, so I'm not sure if that means he's going to be fit for the Liverpool game, which obviously is going to be a big miss for us because his replacement, I think, was Kolasinac. Oh my god! I mean, I wish I could show you the DMs between me and Omar, but throughout the game, we were just constantly just like ranting about how bad Kolasinac was. Absolutely awful.
You're a different team. You're a different team with that Tierney. Definitely.
Yeah.
Tierney offers that kind of composure at the back and kind of all-round defending and even getting forward and stuff. He just offers that all-round solidity.
I do think that's what I mean. Yeah, solidity. I get what you mean. But
yeah.
I think with Arteta, I mean, you can't blame him for the performance. It had nothing to do with him. It's like, giving away sloppy passes. But in terms of his team selection, where I thought, I'm not anybody to question the manager. He obviously knows the players best and what they're capable of. Kolasinac consistently throughout the last season, he could play left centre back quite a bit, and whenever he did, like the whole Arsenal base, me included, even Omar, we'd always just, we'd always like sort of complain about how poorly he was playing, and he's obviously carried it through into this season, and it's clearly not worked for him at left centre back.
Mm.
So why Arteta plays him there it doesn't make much sense really, but.
So who would you play instead then? David Luiz?
Yeah, I mean, David Luiz was on the bench. Obviously, he got injured. I'm not sure if he didn't play instead of Kolasinac because of because he hadn't sort of had any kind of.
Where's Saliba? How come he's not playing?
He's not even in the squad.
How come?
What's happened to him, man? Because he looked all right in pre-season, nothing special. But yeah, Saliba just wasn't in the squad at all.
Is he injured or nah? Just not in the squad.
I mean, from what I know, he doesn't have an injury, any kind of injury, but
Interesting.
literally on the bench last weekend. I mean, David Luiz was the only defender. So I'm guessing it must. I don't know the reason, but it is concerning that Saliba isn't making the bench.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. There's probably something behind it that we just don't know. I don't see why he'd leave him out, but
Yeah, maybe time to adjust. I don't know, but
actually,
yeah, I mean,
he hasn't signed it for no
Gabriel.
reason, right? We'll see
Sorry,
him. We'll
what?
see him at some point. He hasn't signed it for no reason, so I'm sure he's got plans for
Yeah,
him. We'll see him at some point.
definitely.
But
I think. I mean, yeah, Gabriel looked really strong. I thought again against West Ham. Definitely the best defender. Last week because I'm holding. He had a shocker, awful performance against West Ham. I mean, you see, like Holding, in the Community Shield, right? Obviously, it was only like a sort of like a pre-season game, if you like, but he handled Mane, I thought, quite well that game,
yeah,
and
definitely.
most of the attacks. And then there's a game like this where he just gets absolutely dominated by. I'm pretty sure it was Antonio most of the game, but he just looked awful. Didn't look comfortable at all. Was getting beat all the time. And even though Leno I think there was one moment in the game where he dropped the ball after coming out and catching it for a cross. He looked really, really strong, cleaning up after mainly Holding's mistakes, even Kolasinac as well.
Yeah, because Holding, I remember Holding every time he plays against us, he pockets Mane, and I don't know why. I don't know why it happened. Other than that, obviously he's a good defender, but he's one that can be on and off as well. He can have a good performance like one week and then play just shocking the next week, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why, but it's just how it is for some players, isn't it? But
actually, I do want to criticise some other players other than the defence because I thought Xhaka and Ceballos. I mean, more Xhaka. I thought both of them were really poor in midfield last weekend in terms of I think definitely those two were very, very sloppy. He gave the ball away multiple times, like even under no pressure sometimes against West Ham. Obviously, Ceballos did really well with the assist for their last goal, and I thought they did all right, to be fair, defensively, putting in challenges, especially Ceballos, he did quite well, to be fair. But yeah, in just general play of like keeping the ball and stuff like that, both of them had poor games.
do you reckon? So would you like to see? Because obviously the midfield partnership of Xhaka and El Neni played well against Fulham. Would you like to see that come back until kind of Ceballos and Xhaka can work out a partnership, or is that not the factor?
I mean, because the partnership, it wasn't that bad against West Ham. It was more the general sloppiness. So that could be obviously like a one-off game.
Right.
Kind of.
So it was more like individual rather than the partnership was the problem.
Yeah, I think so. Because in terms of like defensively, like the structure that that we had with those two in the field, I thought was really good, and the balance usually is really good between them two. But so yeah, it was more individual issues for them. and Saka as well. Um, I don't think he had a great game. Definitely not the worst, better than most, but when he got into the final third, some of his sometimes his end product was lacking a little bit. I mean, to be fair, as usual, his crossing ability, I couldn't fault it at all. Like genuinely, I don't think I've ever seen him putting a bad ball into the box. But yeah, end product needed a bit of work for him.
End product. So, what's the difference between like good crosses and end product then?
Oh, actually, you know what? Those two actually, to be fair, fall in the same category. But I meant to say stuff where like he was the last man of a move. Obviously, with crossing, he crosses it for someone to get their head on or foot and whatever. But a product meant like he's the last person to move, whether that might be a shot or yeah, basically his shooting was
Okay.
quite poor. And I'm pretty sure there was one opportunity. It was offside anyway, but he got he was in lots of space. Um, what am I even saying? That was it. Okay, so he was out wide with no players near him or anything, and it was like I think it was Lacazette in the box with only another defender near Lacazette. And if he gets the ball to Lacazette, it's a guaranteed goal, right? If he gets the ball spot on, and so obviously the defender is because it's like 2v1, like Saka and Lacazette, and there's only one defender. The defender sort of has to he either makes a choice or he like sort of force it. He'll block the pass to Lacazette while sort of keeping with Saka, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And the defender chose that route to sort of stay with Saka a little bit, whilst also blocking the pass of Lacazette. But obviously, staying with Saka means that he being drawn to Saka. Saka just needs to loft the ball to Lacazette over the defender.
Right.
And if he does, Lacazette's only got the keeper to beat, and it's a guaranteed goal. And then he basically scuffed the ball into the ground right at the defender, who just cleared up after that. But
unfortunate. Yeah, it sounds like something that it goes right and it goes wrong sometimes. It sounds like a lot.
It's only
like,
it's the moment in the game, so it's not like a general performance kind of thing. It was a small moment, but
because like it sounds like it's the kind of thing that it's sort of out of his control a little bit, but at the same time there's
it
ways
does
he could do
happen
better.
to everyone.
Yeah,
to be fair,
yeah,
but
exactly. But
with the combination of the other stuff in his performance, with like shooting and stuff like that, it did look good for him.
okay, we'll move on.
Mm-hmm.
Next game was Southampton Spurs, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Southampton
was.
Spurs, 5-2.
Big up, son.
Yeah, I took Kane out of my FBL. 4 assists and a
Bro,
goal.
I
Really?
took Son out for De Bruyne, man. Oh my days. I was just depressed
Warren
after
still did
this.
well, to be fair, but yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't.
did
I
something
don't see him
next
getting 4
level.
goals.
He did
Yeah.
something next level.
I ain't seen him get 4 goals.
But the Son
Obviously,
Kane
Ings
partnership.
got 2 as well, to be fair to him.
Yeah, Ings looks like he's up and running for this season now.
Yeah, I thought last season was a bit of not maybe like a one-season wonder, because he's always been decent, but I don't think he'd be able to replicate anything like that this season.
And one of his goals was it was quality as well.
Yeah, I think it was the first
He
one.
brought it down and he just hits it far corner. Oh, it's quality, absolute quality.
I think I missed that first
Oh,
goal
what do you-
actually, but I saw the rest of the goals. But
Beautiful.
that Son Kane partnership is it looked sick, but the Southampton defending was the worst I've seen for
Yeah,
a
man.
long time. A long time. It was so painful to watch. It's like you were saying earlier, Koshi, about I think we were talking about Fulham's defending. It was all over the place. The marking was wrong. They couldn't hold the line. Like our Sunday League
Uh,
can do that. Our Sunday League team can hold the line better than Southampton could that game. Like Walker Peters,
the thing
so
with
uncomfortable
Southampton, they were
defending him.
playing well last end of last season. They were playing well,
Yeah,
so
they really finished
they were
the season
playing
strong.
decent football as well. Like they changed it because they were doing badly first half, and they changed it
Yeah,
around.
and then their manager turned it around completely.
So so I don't know why they've taken such a massive dip now into their football that is worse than the start of last season was. It's worse.
I mean,
So
9-0 to Leicester or 9-1 to Leicester.
that was
Yeah.
bad, but
As
this
bad as
is
that.
this is getting there. It's getting there. It's worse. Like
Yeah, because they lost
I wouldn't
against
put it
Palace,
past.
didn't they, first game?
Yeah. But Southampton, they don't look like a Premier League team. They don't look like it. Like they've been in the Premier League for a bit of time now. So you
Yeah.
would have thought they would have fixed up, especially with this manager changing it all around for them. It's not like the defence are made up of shocking players. Ryan Bertrand, really experienced.
Jesus, he used
Jack
to be.
Stevens and Jan Bednarek, they have a decent amount of
I
experience.
mean, Bertrand is a Champions League winner, so yeah.
But the main problem lies with Kyle Walker-Peters. Obviously, it can't fall all on him. The whole defense has to take responsibility, but I think
Maybe
he
it was a
was the
bit
main
weird
problem.
playing against his old team and everything. I don't know if that would have had an effect. But
I don't think it did too much, to be honest, because even
I mean, they
last
had
season, he wasn't really good.
what's his name, Vestergaard on the bench.
Oh, he's even worse, right? He's even
Not
worse.
start for them.
He's even worse.
I thought he starts for them.
Vestergaard, he used to, but when I say he used to, he did last season.
Yeah.
But I dislike him as well. He's not a solid defender either. It's kind of how I described Yerry Mina earlier is kind of what I'd say about him as
Yeah.
well. It's very similar to how I describe him. But Southampton need to sort themselves out. Their midfield as well didn't really. They weren't present. Their midfield. They got beaten too easily. Especially since I criticised the Spurs midfield a lot last week.
Yeah.
Højbjerg, Winks, and was it Ali? I think. And so
He looks like he's on his way out. You know.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah. PSG.
PSG or I think AC Milan were looking at him as well.
I mean, he wasn't even in the squad against Southampton, was he?
Yeah.
But yeah, that
and
Tottenham midfield.
Ndombele, he got brought off at half time again. Well, not again against Southampton. So maybe him and like Jose isn't working out at all. Obviously, that performance last season where like it was Jamie Carragher really went in on him. I think it was Burnley away, and he spent and then Ndombele spent a bit of time away from the team. Obviously, getting taken off during half time. Is that like? Do you guys think that's a sign maybe that his time is really coming to an end at Tottenham?
Yeah, for me, it's definitely a sign that it's not gone well for him. As soon as he got there, pretty much, it's not gone right for him.
Big signing as well.
He scored in his debut.
It was at 60 mil or something as well, isn't it?
Banger, yeah.
Mad.
60 plus.
But when you watch him, it's like he can produce moments of quality, and he's got it in him to be quality. But it's just like I don't know if it's his confidence since he got in there. The manager not having faith in him and whatever. But sometimes he just pulls off some shocking plays, and he has moments
obviously
of
off the ball.
disaster.
Apparently, he's been awful.
Like, off the ball, yeah, he's not good off the ball.
It reminds me of Jeremy Lynch, isn't it? Best and off
best
the ball,
player at Arsenal on the
absolutely
ball.
awful.
Best on the ball player at Arsenal.
I was only 15 at the time.
Yeah. That's jokes. Swaz Lynch. Jeez.
Yo,
but
imagine if you get to see Swaz Lynch and Mo together, hitting fucking knuckles, top bins.
Gee. Would have been.
And actually, for the people that are watching right now, go check out Mo United. Link will be in the description below. And yeah, great channel. Obviously, Mo that appears on the podcast every now and again. It's his channel. He recreates goals. His most recent one was for the best goals of the Super Cup, which is coming up on Thursday. And yeah, check it out and definitely subscribe.
All right, after that shameless plug, we'll move on.
Yeah, let's go back to the podcast.
Newcastle 0, Brighton 3. I did not see that one coming. Not at all.
That was a shock.
That was a big shock for me. Newcastle, after signing, Callum Wilson, it was the main guy I was looking at actually. After signing him for Newcastle, because their problem last season was mainly up front. Joe Linton couldn't do much, so I thought
my god. Yeah.
I thought they did brilliantly to bring in Callum Wilson. I thought it all changed for them. It looked like it would after the first game week, but again, they're back to, well, I say back to, but 3-0 Brighton, that's another level of unexpected, I'd say. Unexpected.
Brighton at home as well.
Yeah, it was just very
Jesus,
unexpected.
Alan Saint-Maximin with an injury, that's very unfortunate. If that's long term, or if that's any kind of
that'll be big.
Yeah, that'll be massive for them. For me, that's I don't want to say season over for them, because I don't think they'll get relegated, right? But that's a massive blow. Like,
any hopes of them wanting to?
I still don't think they'll be relegated, but I think they'll struggle.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, I think that's a bit strong to say relegated, but yeah, that will be a big miss. It'll be a big miss. I mean, they brought on Fraser to replace him, and if Fraser manages to perform in what he was doing at Bournemouth before last season, maybe they won't miss him too much. But yeah, we'll see how Fraser does.
I'm going to bring you up on that. I'm not sure you can compare Fraser's performances last season to Almiron's performance. Not Almiron.
No, not Fraser last season. Fraser
Maximin.
Before last season, sorry. That's what I mean.
Okay. Even still, it doesn't compare to what Saint-Maximin brings to Newcastle.
I mean, to be fair, Fraser got 13 assists that season.
Okay. I actually don't know that, but okay.
Yeah, he got second most. Only Hazard beat him.
Which season are we talking about?
18-19.
He was linked with Arsenal that summer, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was linked really heavily with Arsenal that summer.
Okay, well, if he can pull something off like that,
Carrasco.
that would be good. But I think that's that'd be much better alongside Saint-Maximin. If Fraser can bring that kind of form, he plays on one wing, Saint-Maximin plays on the other wing. And that's perfect for Newcastle, I think. But they seem to be playing two up top, Andy Carroll and Callum Wilson. I didn't expect that. I'm not going to lie. I didn't expect them to change their two up top, especially after they signed Fraser. But I don't know. I'm not sure what manager's going for there. But I don't know. We'll see, I suppose, innit? I've backed myself into the corner here. I don't know what to say anymore. But
it's nice to see Carroll back in a Newcastle club. I'll say that. Let's just say that. Actually, what we need to talk about? We need to talk about that Basuma red card.
Oh, we do. Actually, yeah.
That was so funny, man. What? Completely accidental, but...
Yeah.
I remember, I think
it was funny.
It's not a red card, wasn't it?
Unfortunately, that was me.
You said it wasn't a red card.
That was me,
No,
unfortunately.
it was Hossein. It was
Ishan, bro. It was Ishan. I remember seeing it. He was like, nah.
Wait, Ishan, you said that?
At the time, yeah I did.
When I tell you this guy's retarded, bro, he's retarded.
Oh, my God.
Hey, at least I can admit my mistakes, Pushy, bro. You're still backing Ole after 2 years.
Yes.
Anyway, we moved past that. We moved
on.
I can admit, at the time, I thought it was harsh because he wasn't going for the ball. There was no intent. It was a flick. So I didn't think it was that powerful, like that much power in his foot. But the more I watch it, the more I think it's a red card. So definitely, yeah.
Slow-mo always makes it look bad, like worse than it is. But that was a terrible. That was,
completely accidental, no intent to injure the player at all. But yeah, you can't be swinging around like that.
Yeah, why was he trying to flick it with his studs? Like, surely you flick it with the back of your heel. Where was studs?
I could not tell you at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, right. We can't go past this game without mentioning Tariq Lamptey.
Oh my God. What a
Tariq Lamptey, honestly, I would not be opposed to him starting for England.
100%.
It's 2 games, bro. Too.
even like end of last season, I've rated him since then. Like he just looks an amazing player. He's kind of all round.
He's
He has that
quality.
strength. He has that defensive knowledge, and he can go forward.
Yeah.
That's.
But
I don't want to compare him to Trent,
you,
but that's where Trent lacks. Trent can't do both. Lamptey can do both. Like I know Trent has another level of quality when it comes to crossing and attacking
Yeah,
and stuff like that. But Lamptey can do
he's a
both.
cross merchant. Yeah.
So it's whether, because England have so many right backs, right? So it's whether
isn't it, man?
in a couple of years, right?
Come
Lamptey could
on.
be playing right back and Trent can move into the midfield. Like, that's kind of what I'm seeing. It's whether Trent.
If Jordan Henderson doesn't play, I'm all for it.
To be fair, I did say a couple of years. So Henderson will be gone by then, right? He'll be old by then.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
But Lamptey, absolutely, what a player! What a player, Lamptey. Like, there's nothing else I can say. Like, he's just sick. If you haven't seen him, go and watch his games and his highlights or whatever, because he can do a bit of everything: strength, speed, attacking, defending.
I mean, I can't believe Chelsea let him go.
Yeah, Chelsea let go a lot of youngsters, bro.
Yeah, he could be the next player to be added to the list of people that go on to do bits after leaving Chelsea. So yeah, see what he does. Do you think if he carries on with his form throughout the season that he could be on his way out even next?
100%, 100%, 100%. Definitely, yeah. Like people will definitely look at it, at least look at to buy him, because he's playing for Brighton, right? Brighton are bottom half side, and a player of this quality. How old is he? He's quite young, right? He is quite young, isn't
he? He's young.
19 years. He's 19 years old. So he definitely, people will be looking at him. The top sides, if not England, well, definitely England, but maybe even elsewhere, like other countries. Probably not by the end of this season. It'll probably be more like English clubs looking at him. But
you know what? Bayern and Barcelona are looking for like young sort of backup right backs. I'm surprised. I know it's only been like 2 games, but he is a decent shout for both clubs.
The thing is, right? I hate seeing such a young player with such good talent, right? I'm not just talking about him at this point. I'm talking generally.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I get what you mean.
Go to a team like Barcelona or whatever straight away.
Don't play.
He's not going to get game time. So it stunts his development already. I know Barca have like amazing coaches and whatever, but if he's not getting that game time, that game experience, that's the main thing, right? Especially since he's doing it right now. Players like that, they shouldn't join Barcelona, because it kind of stunts their development. They don't get that game time. They don't
definitely.
They need. And I know Barca have like sick coaches and whatever, but game time is crucial, especially like when they're young. And Lamptey playing for, especially like a bottom half side like Brighton, you know, it's crucial game time. He's playing with it's kind of harsh, but he's playing with an average squad, and he's still getting.
That's not harsh, but yeah.
Okay, but you know, he's playing against much better teams, and that's brilliant, like experience to get.
Maybe if he was to go on loan, out from loan when he is at Barcelona, you could say it's worth it. But yeah, if they are really looking for a second right back to like be on the bench, then yeah, absolutely. For him, I don't think it's the right career move at all for his development, and yeah.
Even loans, I don't think loans is a good idea at this age, because especially with this quality, because it gives him a chance with his.
I think loans are good, bro,
because it gives him a chance to. So if he goes to Barcelona and he gets like years loans at different places, right? He doesn't build the character and the connections.
But it gets you to experience different styles, different sort of.
But it's temporary, so you might not get to.
Roles. Like different styles of football. If he goes to different leagues, different, way the game's played, different roles he'll have to play. So it might be the worst thing. And then obviously when he does come back to Barcelona, if he is to ever be a starter, then they would then they'd play like a fixed way, so they'd get time to sort of develop in that one style. I think it's a good thing to have different experiences of like different coaches, etc.
I don't know. I prefer the thought of players getting like staying with a team and adjusting with the play style, like how they adjust and stuff like that. And because you develop it's building connections with your teammates, right? And
if you know you're going to leave them, then
yeah, but okay. So with Barcelona, right, I see them as for in a player's perspective, right? I see it is better for Barcelona, or for the players, it's kind of better if Barcelona wait until there's a player of quality and then they buy them to play straight away in the squad. As a player, as a Barcelona, that's not what they're looking to do, obviously, and that's not the right thing to do it on their point of view. But as a player, you kind of build the quality somewhere else, and then that's when Barca know that you're the quality for them, and then you come in there and you do well there straight away, right? But the amount of times we've seen young stars go to massive clubs and kind of waste their potential because they don't turn out to what everyone thought they were going to be because they don't get that game time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe I'm probably a bit off about that loan stuff, since I couldn't continue the argument. But yeah, definitely game time is crucial.
So let's move on to Chelsea v Liverpool. Probably the big game this weekend. Well, obviously, Liverpool came out on top with I'd say quite comfortable 2-0 win. And
comfortable, yeah.
So, Ishan, obviously, you're the Liverpool fan here. So, what was your take on Liverpool's performance on Sunday?
Okay, first half was it was pretty much a stalemate. It pretty much was a stalemate. I'd say we were still looking like the better side, sort of. It was quite a stalemate, right? It was there was nothing in it. Basically, you couldn't tell which way the goal was going to come. Then Christensen, he didn't have too many options, but I feel like if he didn't make the foul, I don't think Mane would have scored. I think the keeper was getting there.
Bro,
It's a definite red card. Like since he made the
100%.
challenge, it's a definite red card. But he shouldn't have made the challenge. And once he got the red card, the game was over. Yeah, that's. There's not much I actually have to say. Fabinho has to be our starting centre back, man. Fabinho, he played so sick at centre back.
Oh,
he played so sick. He played out of his mind. Oh my god! Like.
You're so gassed.
It's chill, bro.
Did you guys watch the game?
No, it's funny. It's funny to see a little bit.
I'm sure it was
somebody gets so gassed about Fabinho.
Fabinho's performance was amazing, bro. It was amazing. I actually can't stress it enough how well he didn't make a single mistake. He didn't. 0 mistakes, like of any kind. He just played so amazing, bro. I can't stress it enough. He played so sick. He has to be.
I still don't rate him that much, but
you should have seen him play at centre back. You should have.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, right? Just search up, right, Chelsea versus Liverpool and watch the full game. Watch it.
Well, better than. So you think you should start ahead of Joe Gomez and Matip?
Yes.
So who do you have in the defensive mid spot? Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson in the number 6 role. Or
and then what? Thiago in front of them and.
I would have said Thiago and.
Keita.
Keita or Wijnaldum, depending on the game, depending on who we're playing.
Do you hear Wijnaldum? He rejected contract talks.
Yeah, it's been sort of like he's been on his way out for a bit since the end of. He's kind of been looking for a way out, rejection contracts and whatever, which is a shame because he's played us well. He's done us nicely, and it's nice. He's still putting in good performances for us while he's looking to move away. But it's a shame, because I can see why he wants to leave.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's been a quality player for us, and he could still start for us. But what's best for him might be to leave. So fair enough. No hard feelings
What did you
there.
make of Thiago's debut in that second half?
He came on and he do you know what? It was beautiful, right? He came on and it's exactly what we needed. You can tell from the first 10 minutes of what he played. It's exactly what we need. He'll play that creative pass that we need. Like, oh, my heart, man. I just
You look so happy talking about Liverpool.
happiness, right? When he came on, he played those creative passes and he played down the middle. Our whole team ended up playing down the middle. That's all I've been asking for since last season.
None of this passing
Play down the
nonsense,
middle, make the pass, make the narrow pass, make the risky pass. And Thiago, the smile on my face. Oh my God, he does that. He does exactly that. He's exactly what we need. But he was playing in the number 6 role. So I'm wondering if that's where Klopp is looking to play him. Henderson came off at half time. I think I can't actually remember now. I think it was an injury.
Yeah, apparently it was.
So maybe that's why he played him in the number 6 role. But he played even there. He played quite well. Still, I think I would like to see him try like the further up role. One of the other 2 midfielders.
I mean, yeah, maybe we'll see that in a more sort of defensive team that sits back. We might see that happen.
Maybe.
We get to see.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I'm so looking forward to watching him play again, though. It just brought such a smile to my face when he was playing exactly the.
Okay, all right, chill.
No, you have no
just because
idea
your
how happy I
team's
am.
in 16th doesn't mean you get to do that, Koshi. All right, relax.
Okay, bro, I literally never asked for your opinion.
Let's bring up Kepa.
Bro,
This is a podcast where we give our opinion.
Shush, you're
Just
literally
shut me.
waffling.
Anyway.
You're waffling, bro. This guy's so retarded, it's actually mad. Bro.
All right, Koshi, sure.
Is he done? Okay, good.
Shut up, Jay. Stupid rat.
Honestly, I'm not going to say a lot about Chelsea because I was kind of too
You did not say
celebrating
Kepa.
Thiago.
Kepa, he's been a fraud for a while now. If people still rate him, then you're more delusional than Koshi, right?
No, he's
Kepa he's shocking. I don't understand.
a new keeper now, anyway.
Instantly, this bad, making mistakes I honestly think it's unheard of in a keeper before. I've never seen this.
Especially for this amount of money and how big up this transfer was supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's completely on a different level of trash.
Yeah, I have no words. I'm shocked.
If they've signed a new keeper, surely they have to start the keeper.
Well, he can't be worse than Kepa.
Bro, that's the only reason they bought him to start, mate. Frank Lampard does not rate Kepa at all. No one rates Kepa. So
they still got that Johnny Sins done at the club, or has he left?
I don't know who you're talking about.
I got no idea who you're talking about.
The Argentinian keeper.
You're not talking about Caballero?
Caballero. Yeah. Is it Caballero?
Yeah. Is that who you're talking about?
I just remember him as I can't remember his name. He's the ball guy that looks like Johnny Sins, and he's
it's Caballero.
It's Caballero.
He's still there. Yeah, he's still there.
I think he should be playing then instead of.
I agree, definitely, I agree, but I don't know why they haven't put him in. They did. There was a 1 or 2 games where they tried him and instantly they just changed it back to Kepa. I'm not sure how long ago it was. It was last season, but
I haven't watched much. Yeah, I haven't watched much of him. I only remember him really from the 2018 World Cup, and he was actually shite then. So
no, but he's not worse than Kepa.
I don't think he'd be worse than Kepa.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say on Chelsea. I was too busy enjoying the Thiago performance.
You know what I would say about Chelsea is that obviously they've had a poor start to the season. They beat Brighton 3-1, but I don't think it was like a standout great performance. But to be fair, obviously all their most of their transfers, and obviously Pulisic as well, out injured or just isn't playing. It's going to take time for that team to fully gel and come together. So yeah, with Chelsea, I say give them time,
Definitely.
see how it works out later in the season. But I mean, for now, I think they do need to be getting some kind of results.
Shameless plug number 2. If you haven't seen our last Premier League review video, go and watch it after you've seen this video to hear more of our
Oh,
views on Chelsea.
what are we saying about Havertz? Because obviously he played again.
Uh,
Came off at half time.
yeah, I can't really remember. I'm too busy thinking about Thiago.
Yeah.
I seem to remember it wasn't as bad as his first game was, but at the same time, you know, he's not like meeting anywhere near what people are expecting of him.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
he's not even meeting the threshold of what's like.
But I
So you know
did say he was going to
how
be
we're
poor.
saying,
I did say he was going to be poor, but
yeah, to be fair, but you know,
to this
everyone,
extent, wow.
yeah, exactly, because everyone can accept him being like kind of poor, you know, in these first few games as he settles in.
Yeah.
But I think he's not even meeting that threshold where you can be like, it's an acceptable level of poor for
Mm,
this time. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's kind of hard to word. I think I did it
I
right.
get what you mean. Sort of like, Pepe last season, where,
No, but Pepe was an acceptable level of poor because he still did all right.
that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Like, obviously, you're trying
Right.
to score an acceptable
Bro, it's
level.
been 2 games,
Yeah.
man. Allow it. We gotta wait and see.
Yeah,
Innit?
but we got to judge him after these 2 games, right? We can't
Yeah,
judge
we
him.
can't judge him, and we can only so
I
far.
don't think I don't think we
I'm
can
saying
judge
give
him.
him
I don't
time,
think he's.
but as for
I'm
now,
saying,
his performances have been
yeah,
unacceptable.
his performance been terrible, but then I think he's got time to. We gotta give time to adjust before we like
Yeah, that's what we
say
said.
anything.
If you
But
listened,
that's what I was trying to say. Like, we have to give him time to adjust and stuff like that, and it will get better and stuff. But that's what I was trying to say. Like, even though we have to give him time to adjust, he's still playing poorly, even when we're thinking about it like that.
but I think
So, yeah,
with Chelsea that we will see throughout the season is their poor defense. Like, oh my god, I don't know. I mean, signing Ziyech, Havertz, all the, Werner, all these attacking players. It's lovely to watch, obviously. But last season, there wasn't a major issue with their attack. Maybe you could say Abraham needed to be more clinical, for example,
Bruh.
having some off games. But the real issue was their defense, and that is something I don't think that they've addressed enough. Obviously they got Ben Chilwell, decent left back. He should do a good job there. But Thiago Silva for me is a major, major risk. 36 years old, first time in the Premier League, and really his like issue is his mobility, and I think in the Premier League that is where your physicality, your pace, your agility, your basic, like your mobility is tested the most. So I
that
don't think.
yeah, that actually that argument does make sense actually. But the way I was looking at it is he'll bring, or you know, his experience and his quality will bring kind of the Van Dijk effect, isn't it? He'll bring structure and he'll bring leadership to their defense. And like that we've seen from what Van Dijk does, it makes such a huge difference, even with it's the same players in that defense. I had to call it the Van Dijk effect because
Yeah, man, I was like, wow, we're really calling it the Van Dijk effect now. Okay.
But that's what
Yeah,
I
I
think
get what you mean.
more of what he'll bring, and Christensen will do more of the mobility stuff.
Oh, you think he's going to
um,
play? I don't think, because I don't think Christensen is that mobile. I was thinking more like maybe with a Tomori, Rudiger, Zuma.
Oh, Tomori's a brilliant shout. Yeah, Tomori and Rudy. Yeah, definitely. Actually, Christensen won't play ahead of those lot. Yeah, you're definitely right about that. But as you said, Ben Chilwell, he won't address those problems himself. Like that's you know, you don't bring in Ben Chilwell to sort out your defense, right?
That's a bit harsh. That's a
No,
little
because
bit harsh.
he brings in different roles of left back position, right? But he doesn't fix your entire defense, right? Like
Obviously not.
what I'm saying Thiago Silva does. So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you said,
Uh,
they brought in Ben Chilwell, which doesn't address their defense enough. That's kind of what I was getting at.
yeah, not enough, but he does to an extent.
He does, yeah. He's better than Alonso in that position, but
But
you
yeah,
know, it
we'll
still
see
leaves the
what
rest of
comes
their
of it.
defense. As for what you said about the attackers, I feel like Tammy Abraham, he's not played in the Prem for so long, right? Started, So you don't know how reliable he's going to be, right? And when you have the chance and the opportunity and the money to buy some of these quality attackers like Werner and Havertz, and Ziyech, you don't pass up on them, right? You don't. So I can absolutely see why Chelsea wanted to sign all these players. They wanted to make their attack, something else, like something completely amazing.
It's like, what's the priority? Is it, developing your? I mean, is it like sort of marginally improving your attack, or making significant, changes to your defense?
Okay, the thing is, I don't think it's a marginal improvement.
Even goalkeeper as well.
Like, I don't think it's a marginal improvement. I think
on Havertz. What was it 80 mil? And they could rise to 100 or something in add-ons. Imagine if they use that kind of money to go and buy. I mean, they could buy a Nana from like Ajax easily with that kind of money, obviously for a lot less. I think maybe if they offered that kind of money and Kepa to Atletico Madrid, maybe they could have worked out some kind of deal. But they could have easily spent that money on a goalkeeper that 100%. If they signed a quality keeper, I would have actually considered them to be almost title contenders.
So, okay, I slightly disagree in terms of, I think they've addressed pretty much all the areas they need to. So they've got their Thiago Silva, and they're trusting in their other centre back, whether it be Rudiger and Tomori, and I think they'll do a good job, whoever it is, alongside Thiago Silva, because he'll lead that defense like the Van Dijk effect. I'm going to say it again. And then you got Reece James on the other side, who he's quality. He seems pretty quality. And then you got Ben Chilwell, who they spent money on. It's another signing, and they've signed Mendy, this keeper. So they have signed a keeper, right? I know what you're saying. They could have signed a top quality keeper, but they've scouted this guy for a reason, right? So they'll trust this guy. But again, like when you're saying the attack, I don't think that's a marginal improvement. I think that's a significant improvement in their attack.
There was never an issue their attack really last season. I mean, you could say in terms of how clinical they were, but in terms of creating the chances and like having having the shots and goal, etc., I don't think that was an issue really at all last season.
I think you're right, but
defensive mistakes, being open, and that kind of stuff really.
But that's what I'm saying. They've addressed that with their signings in defence, right?
But I don't think they've addressed that enough. I think they should have like sort of focused more. I think Ziyech, fair enough, to play on the right. Honestly, I think if you kept Mount in that position instead of Havertz, I think maybe Mount would cost you 5 games at most, 4 or 5 games at most in the Prem. Having Mount there instead of like a proper attacking mid. However, if they use that money of instead just keeping Mount there and then spending more heavily on their defence and keeper, I think would have had a significantly greater effect on that Chelsea team.
Okay. On that note, we'll move on. Leicester Burnley 4-2.
Oh, I mean, I think we should start off with saying well done to Burnley for playing good football.
Oh, it's funny.
I hope I see video now.
I hope I see this as this.
Yeah.
Then again, it's such a long video. Whether we'll make it this far in, who knows? But
I doubt it. I doubt it.
I can't believe you actually said Burnley played enjoyable football.
Oh God.
But
yeah. Leicester 4-2 winners in the end.
Yeah. I'm gonna get his name right this time. Harvey Barnes.
Yes, it's Harvey Barnes, not Ashley Barnes.
Harvey Barnes, yeah. Another good performance from him, I thought.
Yeah, he's been quality,
yeah. And Kassan been racking up the goals and assists recently.
he's proving to be an adequate replacement for Pereira at the moment. I'm surprised they found someone who deliver.
Yeah.
When does Pereira come back from injury?
I think it's November or October.
Yeah, I think it's mid-October or late October.
Something like
that. But then like, I don't know. He'll have to win his place back, I think, because Castagna is playing all right.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll have to. I think he'll just go straight into the team, I'll be honest.
Didi played centre back, didn't he?
Yes, I believe he did.
I mean, that was a surprise to see because
they're missing Johnny Evans for injury.
Yeah, I mean, they chose to play him ahead of like Wes Morgan. So.
Oh yeah, but they haven't played Wes Morgan. Like they haven't Wes Morgan to start him for a while now.
Yeah, that's true. To be fair.
And when they have the midfield options to be able to drop Ndidi into centre back and play well, they have other midfielders who can fill in for Ndidi as well. So I think that was the right choice to move Ndidi back into centre back rather than play Wes Morgan.
Yeah,
because Mendy filled in well enough for him.
A plus is that Maddison got some decent game time. I think it was like half an hour. Yeah, came on in the 62nd minute, so he got a decent amount of game time. So coming back into that Leicester team. I mean, I think Pratt has, really done well as like a sort of like a replacement for him.
He has. He's done well while he's been in there. Actually, he's had two good performances now.
Yeah.
And when he's played a bit deeper, when he has played a bit deeper, it's been kind of average. It's not been as good as we've seen him in these last two games. So it'll be a shame to see him move out of that role where he's sort of filling in for Maddison. But
yeah,
at least we can say he's got that quality in him to play in that position.
Yeah,
because he has played well. But obviously Maddison, you take
just
Maddison in that position. Yeah, but it's good for Dennis Pratt. It will be good for his confidence as well. Hopefully that means he'll start playing better in where he's asked to play.
Yeah, really. I mean, what if obviously Maddison constantly was linked to with a move away from Leicester last season. Do you think if he were to move away, Pratt could be the person? They might not go out looking for a replacement and even say to Pratt, here's your chance to secure your place a first team position.
No, I don't think they will. I think they'd still look to sign someone. They'd still look to sign a replacement in that position who's of the quality or better than Maddison. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Pratt, they've seen him play there 2 games, and I think he used to play a bit more attacking for his old club than he.
Yeah.
Majority.
I mean, we were going to sign him actually.
Oh right.
As an attacking mid, before Leicester came in. Sampdoria.
I don't think we want to permanently rely on him to play.
Yeah.
To a high standard, or Maddison standard, for the rest of permanently. So I think they'll definitely do something else if Maddison were to leave. But
yeah. So what are you saying? Good game, all good performance, both teams, and a good Leicester win.
Yep. Aston Villa, Sheffield United.
God, well.
So
I don't really have much to say on that game, to be honest.
I've got to say, right, so the John Egan red card, right, it was very similar to the Christensen red card. But I think that's a bit more borderline to the yellow card.
Yeah, completely.
Because you had the keeper, and I know we said for the Christensen challenge, actually, if Christensen,
the keeper doesn't matter in that position though, I don't think.
It sort of does, but I know what you're saying. Like if the keeper's 100% getting there,
he's always going to sweep up. Got Martinez.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit close to the yellow card. To be fair, I was on the fence between a yellow card and a red card for Egan. but you know, you can see why it's a red card. He's sort of last man, but the keeper I think was more likely to get there than we say for the Kepa one. And you had the defender on the halfway line actually, or towards the centre, the Sheffield defender who.
I just realised we're talking about Sheffield United, so Martinez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So forget what I said about Martinez. Anyway.
So he was jogging back. I'm not sure why he wasn't sprinting back. I suppose he just expected the keeper to deal with it, or you know, the keeper and the defenders deal with it between themselves. But had he been sprinting back, I think there would have been more of a case of a yellow card rather than a red card, because you can say he wasn't last man. Do you know what I mean? So there's that kind of, you know, part of it, but I can see why they gave a red card for it. Even after that, even after the red card, I thought Aston Villa were quite poor. You know, I expected them to make more chances than they did, and they just it kind of annoyed me how bad they were even after 10 men. But you know what matters is they found their way through in the end. They did play obviously a little bit.
Yeah, obviously Martinez did ultimately end up saving them completely with great penalty save on his debut.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I mean, I'm still not completely convinced that Aston Villa are going to be safe this season after that performance.
Yeah, that performance even made me think they're even more likely to get relegated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd have a lot more to say on Aston Villa or Sheffield, to be honest.
I mean, Sheffield 2 losses now. Should that be a concern?
They seem to play all right even after they got the red card. They played okay. You know, they got up the pitch every now and then, and they won the penalty. So I think it's a bit of a concern, but I don't think it's as much as we might think, because you know, we're looking at the red card in the 12th minute, right? And they only lost 1.
Yeah, really early on.
And even last week, you know, they conceded 2 goals really quickly, but after that they played okay. You know, they played all right. So it might just be, you know, getting back into things and stuff like that. So it's a bit concerning, but I don't think it will be permanent. I think they'll be back to their sort of grinding results out quite soon.
So anyway, now we're finally moving on to the last game. Wolves v Man City. So I actually predicted Wolves to win. I ended up, after seeing the starting 11s for each team, I thought Wolves would actually get a win against Man City. But yeah, ultimately City ended up winning 3-1. Maybe it wasn't a true reflection of the game, but they got the win nonetheless.
I've got to say, I think it was a true reflection of the game. City dominated vast majority of it, and it was.
I mean,
it was a time between, like, I think it was a 5 or 10 minute period, around like the 65th minute or something, where Wolves, they had like good chances were streaming into them in that 10-minute period, and they just didn't finish the good chances they had. I predicted 2-2 for that game, and I thought it was going to end 2-2 based on the chances they were getting at that point. But they just didn't take their chances. They had a lot of very good chances. They just didn't take them, which was unfortunate, because that game could have gone either way at that point. But ultimately, City definitely deserved the win because they dominated vast majority of it.
I probably worded it wrong. I think, because Man City easily could have scored more, I think, as well, along with Wolves. But yeah, I think maybe sort of the goal tally wasn't a reflection of how well both teams played, like, going forward. Because
that makes sense now you said that. But Podence, I mentioned Podence last week, and I'm mentioning him again. You know, he looks
going straight into the FPL now. Straight into the FPL.
Yeah, he was in my FPL actually. Don't copy me in it. Leave him out. But he looks confident. He looks quality, and he looks creative. You know, he'll give. He's that kind of different dynamic to what Jimenez brings to the attack. And you got Neto.
Jimenez, another goal. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, Jimenez with another goal. It was always, it's Jimenez. We're expecting goals off him. He's quality Jimenez.
Here's an interesting one. Let's say Jimenez has like a similar season to last season, where again he's consistently scoring goals, putting in good performances, and his overall play is just quality. Do you see him making that step up to a bigger club where where they're properly? I mean, like obviously Wolves are doing a tremendous job, especially with the manager and the current team that they have. But do you think it's time for him to sort of go to that club that's consistently challenging for the trophies?
Oh, that's a good question. I think he could in some circumstances. Like you have to get a bit of luck with these things, right?
Yeah.
Like the play style has to match. Raul Jimenez can do a bit of everything, right? He can. He's not just hold on to the ball merchant or whatever. He can. He can run at defenders if he wants to, and I was surprised when I first saw him do that. He actually can do that. So he has a bit of everything in his.
Oh, actually, have you seen that Wolves on TikTok where it's like when you drop £80 million?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure it was either him or Jota. I think it might have been Jimenez.
Oh, that was quality. But ultimately,
anyway.
yeah, about the step up.
Yeah.
I think because it's a risk, right? I don't want to see him like drop off if he does get unlucky and he moves to a massive club and he drops off. I don't want to see that from him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So while I'd love to see him go to a big club and succeed, I don't want him to take the risk almost. I want him to stay at Wolves and see what he can accomplish at Wolves. So that's what I'd prefer him to do. Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously, ultimately, if he does end up winning a trophy at Wolves, whether that be like a League Cup, FA Cup, maybe even Europa League, he'll definitely be. Actually, no, they don't have the Europa League this season, but yeah, FA Cup or League Cup, he'll definitely go into, Wolves history.
Yeah.
Remember him a lot more fondly if he does do that at Wolves.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Because Wolves definitely have the squad to compete for the Europa League, right? They actually do.
Yeah, I mean they're not in it this season. So.
No, they're not. No, yeah, but yeah. So what I'm saying about Jimenez staying at Wolves, the whole squad has to. It doesn't rely on just him. The whole squad has to not move on. Like Adama Traore. If I'm talking about Wolves, competing for the Europa League, and I want them to stay and see what they can accomplish with Wolves, it requires the whole team to stay. And we're looking at Doherty, and he didn't stay. He went on to a bigger club. So I think if people carry on doing things like that from Wolves, then it will be a case of they will leave.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it will be a shame. It's kind of what we saw with Ajax. De Jong left, Van de Beek left, and it's a shame. But sometimes once one leaves,
a few more years,
makes a big difference. So, but Semedo's come in. Semedo's come into Wolves.
Yeah, I think it'll be really good at Wolves.
I think he will. Yeah, especially since he won't have to do. He's a right wing back, right? So defensively, he won't be as needed.
There's that moment against Davies that everybody remembers in the Champions League.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, but honestly, apart from that, I really liked him at Barcelona. I think he should have been consistently starting ahead of Roberto at right back. But defensively, he's really, really strong. I think he's got a bit of work to do in his end product and going forward.
Okay.
Certainly defensively, he looks really strong.
Right, yeah, and he'll definitely, get coached and practice into the going forward part with Wolves because he'll be playing right wing back. And obviously that frees up Adama Traore to go back into his right wing position. That's going to be promising for Wolves.
I mean, I don't think actually Wolves fans like Traore too much playing in that right wing spot.
Oh,
I'm looking at some of the comments they were making last season after some of the games where they lost or something, and it was like they said they prefer Traore as like an impact sub almost.
Interesting. Okay.
So, I mean, isn't the Wolves front three now? Like obviously that. How do you say his name?
So it'll be Traore, Jimenez, and either Podence or Neto.
Yeah.
I hope it's Podence. I do hope it's Podence. Both Neto and Podence.
I like
are
both
good.
of them.
Yeah.
Neto played really, really well against you last season, didn't he? League Cup and
I can't remember, to be honest.
uh,
But I just like the kind of offers a slightly different like flair and confidence that
different
Neto
style he brings.
doesn't seem to. Yeah. So I'd like to see him play more minutes than Neto, to be honest. Also, he's in my FPL, so that might be a factor. But yeah, Traore definitely. You know, if he starts on the bench, he gets brought in, he'll make an impact.
Yeah.
But if it's me, I'm giving him as many minutes as possible because he can make an impact anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I see
There's no
it.
player like him in the Prem right now.
Yeah.
So I think
that's where we can round it up.
Okay, so I think we're all in agreement here that Palace v United was definitely the shock result of the week.
Ole's at the wheel.
United. Come on.
Definitely the shock result of the weekend. Absolutely. There's nothing that comes close, really.
I mean, yeah, I pretty much had them in all my accumulators, so I honestly thought they'd easily beat Palace 3-0. But
yeah, I think I put 3-0. I captained Martial as well.
yeah, I think I put him vice, but anyway, yeah. I think we all thought United to win, and obviously fair play to Palace, great performance, and completely surprised everyone. So now on to I think let's just say the best few players this week. So I think obviously you've got the 3 players in Kane, Son, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
The whole Everton front three deserve a mention, definitely.
James Rodriguez as well. Yeah, I think Richarlison really went under the radar because he didn't really bag any. I don't think he got a goal, did he?
He didn't. No, he didn't score. No.
He got assists.
He got a couple of assists. Yeah.
Yeah, but he played really well. And obviously Wilfred Zaha from Palace getting. I mean, he was heavily involved in all of the goals. So yeah, good play, good performance from him. And I think we have to, even though he didn't play the full 90, Thiago on his debut,
a
record.
It would be rude not he played as well as Dominic Calvert-Lewin did. I don't think he goes like.
But with the context of it being his first 45 minutes for Liverpool.
If you're going to say I agree.
He's had no pre-season with you. It's his first debut for Liverpool. He's never played in this league before. And it's like Chelsea away. And then to set a record on your debut like that, it deserves a mention at least.
Fair enough, you know. I can't mention it because I'll be biased then, innit? So
yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned it. Mane with 2 goals as well, but yeah. Well, that's Kepa. That's Kepa.
So yeah, I think obviously Lamptey for Brighton.
Of course, how did I forget Lamptey? Oh, Lamptey's definitely right at the top of that list.
Yeah.
Along with Calvert-Lewin.
I mean, I'm not sure if he had much to do during the game apart from the penalty, but I think Martinez as well, you know, on his debut, saving a penalty.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely deserves a mention.
I think that's everyone, really. I hope we haven't missed anyone out, but yeah, I think that covers it all for the best players this week. And now for the L Merchants of the week. So there's a whole list of people we could go through, but you know, give your top 5 or top 3.
Kyle Walker-Peters sticks out for me. Kyle Walker-Peters. Honestly,
you know what? He got an assist for a Danny Ings goal.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. He defended so badly. It's the worst defending I've seen from a Premier League side in I don't know how long. That's not even exaggerating. That's true. I don't want to say more about it. It just depresses me every time I think about it. I'm not going to mention it.
That was brutal.
Kyle Walker-Peters absolutely far away. L Merchant of the week. I don't know who else are you going to throw out there.
Lindelof, Kepa.
Okay, yeah, Kepa's just kind of permanent L Merchant now, isn't he?
Yeah,
I'm
there's
kind of
nothing new
too
with
used to
Kepa.
being him bad, but
I mean, you could maybe include Gibbs just because
oh, that's true. Yeah,
it was just stupid.
yeah, yeah. That's definitely a shout, actually.
Mm. But yeah, apart from that, I don't think there were too many like absolute shockers um, in game week 2. So we'll go for that. Kappa, Carl Walker Peters, as Ishan has thoroughly explained, and yeah, Lindelof,
Actually,
Gibbs.
Dennis Adoy for getting skilled up and outpaced by Bamford.
Oh yeah, I mean, getting outpaced by Bamford, instant L Merchant. Oh god,
this
actually,
isn't
I'm
like
throwing
discrediting Bamford.
Kolasinac. I do want to throw in Kolasinac because
Okay,
he's
yeah, fair
bad.
enough.
I do want to throw in Kolasinac.
I just want to be clear, we're not discrediting Bamford because he did have a good performance.
Yeah,
Where,
he's a good player. It's
yeah,
just his pace.
yeah, exactly.
It's just that.
Yeah, we
Uh,
were all wrong about Bamford in the preview, the Premier League preview
yeah.
this season, where we were all like, he's not going to start. Rodrigo will come in. He's not a Premier League
Mm,
player, and we've already in 2 games we've all been proven
not
wrong.
Premier League
So.
quality, but yeah,
Yeah.
completely. Uh,
All right. Okay. So, thank you for watching. If you liked it, drop a like, drop a comment how we can improve, or whatever your opinions are on all of our controversial opinions.
or some
uh,
more so than others,
yeah,
especially.
Koshi, what? Who said that?
Imagine if
Check
you're
out our
still
previous content, and we'll see you very soon